movie, not a movie we made about you guys in that room.
Correct.
Is it, and I haven't even watched the trailer for Backrooms, but it feels like it's a little bit.
There was a movie with,
well, I was going to say.
a hotel that had a floor that, what was that movie?
The John Cusack?
Yeah, and
Samuel Jackson?
yeah, was
Room number, I forgot.
was Stephen Hawking in that one? Not Stephen Hawking.
It was based on a Stephen King story.
Stephen King story. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Stephen Hawking, I don't think was in it. No.
Yeah.
No, I was.
wheelchair. The hotel's
His performance was
wheelchair
kinda
accessible.
Yeah, did it have elevators?
You know, it's so,
I was going to say, was it
robotic.
inspired by Severance? It just had a Severance look to it, the part I saw.
I haven't seen Severance,
so you would not know
I can't
this.
compare it
Okay.
to Severance. But
Well, let me
it's-
real quickly just say, when I leave one side of the wall and I go to the
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
I'm going to say it right here on the air. If something happens to me during this show, I just ate something pre-show, and this tastes in my mouth right now. Do you guys ever do that? Like you take a bite of something, and you're like, okay, that doesn't taste right. But for some reason,
normally spit it out.
But for some reason, you keep eating it.
I told you guys I drank something recently, and it tasted really funny from the outset. So I took another drink, and I'm like, can't get past this one. I threw it away. And for a little bit, I was like, boy, I hope I just didn't ingest something that's going to make me sick.
Yeah.
And then I kind of forgot about it, and I was fine. I'd normally at least give it 2 tries.
Yeah, well, I did. I mean, and then I kept eating it. I was like, well,
Maybe it'll get better.
At first, I thought, well, it's toothpaste, maybe still in my mouth, you know. And then it was like mouthwash still in my mouth. Maybe it's the coffee. Nope, it's just, and it's not going away. It's still there in my mouth. It was very, it was like mercury, like we broke a thermometer on food.
How do you know what mercury tastes like?
I don't know the way mercury. Don't
you like
that'd be a pretty swift death, I think, if you drank straight mercury.
So where were Jennifer and I? We were somewhere. Oh, we were at a new place downtown before the concert I went to a couple weekends ago. New Mexican place downtown. Pretty good, by the way. I'll tell you guys about it off the air. Pretty good spot. And we ordered our food, and Jennifer said, "Could I get that with no cilantro?" And the waitress said, "Oh, so you're one of the cilantro people?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Honestly, I am too, if you could do mine with no cilantro."
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah. And she goes, "Yeah, that is so weird." She goes, "I read that half of America cilantro tastes like cleaning fluid." And I'm like, but how do we know what cleaning fluid tastes like?
Yeah,
I think it's the smell.
It
You relate
tastes
to
like
smell.
cleaning fluid smells. Yeah.
And it's kind of like the green Skittle.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never had that. What's that?
The green Skittle's got kind of a cleaning kind of smell to it, in my opinion.
Interesting.
Tyler disagrees.
I need to go sniff a green Skittle.
Well, you got to eat it.
You got to eat it.
You can't just smell it because it doesn't have
That's
a
like
smell until you
cilantro.
taste it.
Yeah, cilantro does not smell like cleaning fluid.
And I like cilantro.
Cilantro tastes like soap to me.
Yeah, well, that's what they're talking about. Yeah, it's literally, I think there's been studies that half the population deal with that.
Yeah, it's it's hereditary. It's a trait that gets passed down.
Very interesting. So apparently Randy and Vicky Brown.
By the way, you know what Tyler is? He's the dude from
he's the
Pawn
robot.
Stars.
He's Grok.
He's the robot.
He's the Rick from Pawn Stars that always tells you the story.
Is this
But
what-
Tyler
yeah.
actually knows it. He doesn't have to read like a card before he goes on to talk about.
I saw the thing on Ponce. I used to watch it occasionally, but he's like, "Is this what I think it is?"
Yeah.
You mean what you were told by the producer like
Right,
5
yeah,
minutes ago? This is that's what it is. Yeah.
Original horseshoe from New Mexico.
I know.
Is this a 1422 original sword from the ninja clan of Western China?
Because it was so obvious that guy didn't know anything about anything, and they just fed him all this information. But do you read a ton?
Yeah, I'll read if I like.
I don't know how you have
scroll.
time with
Do
them.
you read books or the internet?
More so the internet these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
I want to start reading books again.
No, but see, like LT's reading books. Like the intelligent people read books.
I don't know about that, but
But you are reading.
I am. I'm on a new one. For the last 2 weeks, I'm almost done with it.
But you know, Maggie's always kicking my butt. She's like, "You need to read more." I said, "I cannot tell you how much I read every day."
Oh, 18 putts, right?
It's just, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's more than 18 putts.
putts a day.
If I only read 18 putts a day, I wouldn't be here. I'd be on tour. Sadly, it's about 31 to 40 putts a day I read. No, I mean, just the stuff you read on the internet. I mean, at night, my eyes get tired. I'm like, God, I'm tired of reading stuff. So it's a crazy world. I feel like we got to go Auburn golf first because they won a national championship. So we'll start Auburn golf.
Didn't even know that.
Yeah, no,
Congratulations.
They've won 2 championships in 3 years now. Auburn golf. Yesterday they finished it off, where Jackson Coyvin was amazing. He chipped in one. Here's the celebration. You see the pictures here from Auburn as they got the orange and blue to the national championships. They won 2 of the last 3 now. They manhandled UCLA out in their home state, and just a dominant program. Jackson Coyvin, by the way, 3-time SEC Golfer of the Year. It's never been done before. I guess usually when you're that good, you don't hang around and keep winning championships.
NIL changed the game.
But Jackson Coyvin has done that and been able to hang around and make NIL money. So much so he's able to do this. Jackson Coyvin 3 years ago with the first national championship, and then duplicating the picture again last night. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, and the one on the left, I mean, he looks like balls hadn't even dropped. I mean, that kid, he looks like he's 10. Now he looks 16. He looks like he can drive. And the most recent one, who is the greatest Auburn golfer of all time? Is it Jason Duffner?
You're looking at him right there.
I'm going to say it's Jackson Coyvin.
Okay.
Duffner.
I'm not, again,
I know.
Let me pull back from the conversation we have with Aaron Marty. I'm talking about thus far the most successful Auburn.
You're looking.
Before Jackson
You see
Coyvin.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Jason Duffner won a major, so you're going to.
But if you jumped around the SEC, could you pick one from every school that's had a lot of success?
Not every school. I'm going to go Texas as Scotty Scheffler, just off the cuff. I'll go Scotty Scheffler.
I'll go Stanford Tiger Woods.
Yeah. Who would you go Georgia?
They've had so many.
I mean, they got a Mount Rushmore, don't they?
Yeah, they've had so many good players.
Are you even thinking about 2-time Master champion Bubba Watson?
I mean,
Justin Thomas is easy for Alabama, right?
Yeah, Justin Thomas would be Alabama's.
More than Pate?
Yeah, I mean, Justin Thomas won 2 majors. Well, Pate did too. Or he won the U.S. Did he also win a PGA? Maybe, I don't know. I'd go Justin Thomas. Yeah.
A lot of golf history.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But Coyvin is the best Auburn player of all time at Auburn.
And you would assume that he won't be back, I guess. Is he done? Is that it?
Yeah, I would think that's. I mean,
pro.
he can go straight to the PGA Tour. They have built a program now that can help you get from college to the PGA Tour without going through the mini tours the way guys used to have to do, no matter how good you were. And he's easily qualified, so he can go straight to the PGA Tour.
Give me that picture again of him in bed with the trophy. So once he wakes up this morning, buys breakfast for this trophy, sends it on its way, he can go and be it a week from now on the PGA Tour making money.
Yeah, now he may not be in every single field. I'm not certain where his status would be there, but he can be an official.
chips like
I
he
would
did
almost
yesterday.
give an exemption for the U.S. Open and the PGA Championship. If you win the national championship, you actually get in the field.
Yeah.
I think you do for the U.S. Open.
So let me ask you this. Is it harder to project a first-round quarterback being a franchise guy or a national champion golfer being good on the tour?
I'm going to say first-round quarterback. I think if you're a 3-time SEC Golfer of the Year, Jackson Coyvin,
that should equate to a solid professional career.
I think you have a good professional career.
I see. You mentioned Jason Duffner, like he didn't have an amazing career at Auburn, and then went out was a good tour player. I mean, you see it all the time.
That's right.
Guys,
he wasn't decorated at all.
But obviously, this guy's mental game to be able to stay on top for as long.
Yeah, I mean,
that shouldn't be a factor.
This should translate into a good tour career. I mean, you see it. Well, I mentioned Scotty Scheffler. It did for him. John Rahm at Arizona State, it did for him. Oberg at Texas Tech, it has so far for him. Justin Thomas at Alabama, it did for him. But if you go back and look at that Justin Thomas team, there were also some really good players at Alabama that it just has not translated for.
How about this?
It's hard to predict.
10%.
One thing I would say though, Lance, is what you don't hear in golf that you hear in the NFL is, Jackson Corbin, he's really good at Auburn, but he doesn't really have PGA Tour size. You don't hear that.
And I was going to ask you, because that was one of the knocks on Ty Simpson. If moving forward, you can have 10% of Ty Simpson's career earnings or 10% of this kid's earnings.
Oh, I'll go Corbin.
I'll take Corbin.
Wow.
The golf money is so big now, Lance. And
well, you don't think the quarterback money is?
It is, but I
mean, top end right now is $55 a year.
But I know this guy is going to go out there and get a certain amount of endorsements and a certain amount of cuts that he's going to get a nice paycheck. Can you guarantee me Ty gets to that first non-rookie contract?
No, I will say, though, he is in a great situation. Being able to sit back this year
no doubt.
with the money they like to spend.
Yeah.
So would both of you guys walk right now and for the next 5 years be on this guy's bag and give up everything else?
Give up my whole life? I
Well,
wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that life. Would the money be good? Yeah, that'd be good money to be as Looper.
But
for
you wouldn't
years?
trade the lifestyle for it?
No, heavens no. Those guys.
I mean, you're on the course that much anyway.
At my house, Lance. I sleep in my own bed.
Yeah,
but you're getting 10% of what this guy's earning.
I would do that. Maggie would encourage me to do that. Plus, we'd save $12 a month where I wouldn't have to have the gym membership anymore. Carrying that bag would be the best workout I get ever.
I mean, I think if you love golf, I think that'd be a great gig. Now, probably more so in your 20s and 30s.
No, I don't want to go walk and watch golf 5 days a week. I want to play golf 5 days a week.
The problem is, Lance, he would be 149.5 yards away from the flag, and I would hand him a 7-iron, and he would look at me like an idiot because that's what I would hit. And he'd be like, do you know how far over the grandstand I'll hit this 7-iron?
I mean, how much pressure is it to be a caddy? Because ultimately, they're going to make the call.
It's a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's
unless they hit a bad shot like Jordan Spieth, and then he's going to bitch you out.
You saw the idiot that was late for his tee time and got a 2-stroke penalty, and then fired his caddy. I mean, they're going to be the scapegoat for a lot.
Yeah. Of course, Auburn wins the national championship. Students aren't in, so you don't roll Toomer's corner. Yes, you do. Of course, you roll Toomer's corner.
It's a tradition.
It's just put the bat signal in the sky. People will come roll the Toomer's corner even in June. So there we go last night, and the golf team makes it back, and you get to celebrate down there. It's always a great scene when they're rolling Toomer's corner down there. That from Auburn Golf as they make it back on campus with a great fan. So Auburn's your national champions, as Bruce Pearl tweeted yesterday. The everything school.
Well, it has not been this year. This has been a very.
Thank you, Brown. I didn't want to say that. It had not been.
It has been a very bad season of sports for Auburn athletics, and they're hoping golf and baseball can at least send you off with a good taste in your mouth.
That's right. Six major sports in college athletics. 6 of them. Golf not included.
Hey, and topping the Big Ten, SEC Big Ten, right?
Yeah. That's right.
Another check at the SEC. We got golf.
There's a few schools, speaking of everything, a few schools that have had a good year in football, men's basketball, women's basketball, baseball, and softball. Would you happen to have a list of those, Forrester? Brooks sent out one left off softball.
I'm guessing Texas Tech has got to be on this list.
I don't know if Texas Tech
I know they
is
lost
on
last
there.
night. I would think Texas Tech was because basketball.
Ask the question again, Jim. I may have made a graphic about this.
You did. You did a graphic, but you left off. I think it was softball. You didn't include.
No, I left off volleyball. I included.
I
think you're okay leaving volleyball off.
Did you do football, men's basketball, women's basketball, baseball, and softball? All
Yes,
5 of those? Okay.
Most 5 popular sports.
Yeah. Okay. Then I stand corrected. Maybe it was your graphic I saw.
I do that a lot. I see a graphic. Oh, that's a really good graphic. I'm going to give Brooks an idea off that. And then I was like, oh, that's our graphic. I don't have to tell Brooks anything.
Forrester does that to me all the time. I'll send him, hey, there's a good soundbite. about this and this. He goes, go to our Twitter feed. I've already sent that out.
Yeah, dummy.
So thank you, Scott.
I do feel like an idiot when I do that. I read a graphic. Man, that's really good. Oh yeah, it's ours. Brooks built it.
I mean, who made the playoffs in football, Sweet 16 in basketball, Sweet 16 in baseball, Sweet 16 in women's?
That would be.
Is there a script A on there,
Sweet
Jim?
16 in baseball.
All right,
That's
so
it.
The Sweet 16 in yeah. Oh,
Alabama.
Alabama's on there. So's Georgia and Tennessee and Texas and Virginia, Nebraska.
So
Good years.
We sent out the same graphic, but for the football disclaimer was made the CFP, so it eliminated the other 4 teams.
No,
Tennessee,
okay,
Texas.
Okay.
Alabama and Georgia were the only 2 that made the CFP and did all the others.
Alabama and Georgia.
I think Tennessee, Texas, and Nebraska to the point that they would scrap all those sports to have a championship in football.
if they could just win football, they would have said we would not have taken them.
Yeah,
we would have passed on the postseason on the rest of these.
Yeah.
So later on in the show, I've got the 5 biggest mistakes made, 5 biggest moves that were a mistake in college sports history.
You've come up with these.
These are my your 5, opinion? Okay. And I'm going to throw them out, and I want you guys to add to the list because I don't think you will disagree with any of mine. Okay.
All right, so these are the moves that were the biggest mistakes.
Yeah.
I'll be thinking about that.
Alexander Shunnarah bringing you part of the show today. Tell us about Alexander Shunnarah.
Yeah, not a mistake. See, that segue. To choose Alexander Shunnarah.
Wasn't that great? But yes.
Oh, thank you. When you face any sort of legal issue, Alexander Shunnarah is the place to go. Shunnarah.com. Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case with our guy, Alexander Shunnarah.
When someone else makes a mistake and causes you harm.
There you go. Yeah. Alexander Shunnarah is the place to go. Now, Jim just said it because when you think Alexander Shunnarah, understandably, many of you think, oh, personal injury attorney. Sure enough, he's done amazing in that, one of the best in the world. But he also handles fire and storm damage cases, bad drug and device cases, workers' compensation, employment cases. The list goes on and on and on with our guy, Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys. Again, you don't pay a dime unless they win your case. So whatever your legal issue, start at Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com.
Okay, before we talk anything else, Forster has a graphic that leads us into our next discussion. It's that photo I sent you right as the show was starting, the show opened. The last time the New York Knicks led a final series, it was on the same day this was going on.
I saw it and gave it to Scott, too. I was blown away by this. For those watching, June 17th, or not watching, 1994, the OJ chase. It's also one of the best 30 for 30s, the one that documents that.
That's one of those nights I remember well because I brought this up. City Stages was going on. The night started at Applebee's and Brookwood Mall. But I just...
Brookwood Mall no longer there. Yep. City Stages doesn't exist anymore.
No. OJ no longer there.
And Broncos don't look like that anymore.
Police cars don't look like those old school Impalas either. That's pretty incredible. And what a game last night. I don't know how much you guys got to watch. But
I watched the fourth quarter.
All the half the third and all the fourth. Okay. I was blown away. I kept waiting for the Knicks to crumble and San Antonio to take the lead and never look back. And I can't say enough great things about the Knicks, how they played.
Well, and really they didn't play well last night. Like Jalen Brunson goes for 30, but he was 12 of 31. He wasn't really efficient.
But that last shot he hit.
Oh, my God. I mean, he took it over in the fourth quarter, and, they close out on that 11-0 run. But there was a point, they're down 14 in the second half, and watching that, it's getting to a tipping point where they go down 15-17. It probably goes the other way, and they started chipping. And they chipped and chipped. And then they end up winning by double digits, which – is the 7th consecutive NBA postseason game they've won by double digits. NBA record. That's incredible.
It is the greatest 12-game run in NBA history.
They've won 12 straight games, for those that don't know.
Yeah. I mean, since losing to the Hawks in the first round, losing to the Hawks in the first round of the playoffs.
It'd be hard to have the greatest 12-game run with a loss in there, but I get your clarification.
If you win 11, if you win 11-1 and
but
dominate,
this feels so different than beating the Hawks, the Sixers, the Cavs. Now you go on the road and you beat. Everybody talked about that was the East. Now this is the West. You go on the road and you knock off.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Hart's rebounding was incredible. Brunson was great down the stretch.
15 rebounds for Hart, 30 points for Brunson.
Yeah, Wemby was terrible last night.
He
6 of 21 for Wemby.
It felt like
6 turnovers.
I mean, and with the game still in doubt, he brings it down the floor and dribbles off his foot. That's Bigfoot, I'm sure. He's a big guy, but still, I mean,
he seemed a little rattled.
I was going to say the stage felt too big for him, didn't it?
Not being a little bit,
did.
yeah. I mean, look, not only the poor shooting, but the turnovers. Just a bad look last night. We'll see what they're able to do in game 2 because this thing goes from everybody not saying the Knicks really had a chance to if the Knicks were to steal game 2 and go up 2-0, then it seems like the series is over the other way.
I saw Laura Rutledge pick the Knicks. I thought you said you favored the Knicks going into the series.
I was on with our buddy Ian a couple of nights ago, and I was like, I'm starting to lean the Knicks in this series. I had the Knicks play, plus 4.5 in game 1. It's easy to say now, but just watching them. But again, they were down 14 in the second half. I think this thing flips back. I think San Antonio probably handles it.
I feel like San Antonio game 2 is one of your easiest plays ever.
Yeah.
But that's not a testament to this series. I mean, if you had told the Knicks you could play game 3 1-1, they would not have flown to San Antonio. They would have said, we will take that.
Or just to game 7 in San Antonio. Everybody's signing up.
Yeah, we'll see you in Madison Square Garden for game 3. That's what they would have said.
By the way, President Trump plans on being in Madison Square Garden for game 3 to add to the insanity that will be there. Jeremy Lin will be there to add to the Linsanity.
I swear, I think sometimes Trump just tries to affect traffic in a worse situation.
Yeah. You don't think it'll be good that night?
And while we're talking about this before we move on to college football, Brooks Austin on the show, Final Hour. There were a lot of Knicks fans in the arena last night in San Antonio.
Oh, you could hear it, couldn't you?
Which they had to pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
But how much money do you have to pay if you're Ben Stiller and Spike Lee to get those seats?
Oh, gosh.
Because we talked about the ones they get at MSG, I think there's probably, now Spike's, I think, a season ticket holder, but the Celebrity Row, they want that. So I'm sure they work with them on that. But when you're on the road, you don't get that same treatment.
I mean, great fan base in San Antonio. They haven't been to the finals since 2014. I would say it's definitely 5 figures, $40,000, $50,000 a ticket.
I mean, at that point, you're a corporation, and you've bought those seats for your executives.
They're able to write this off. I think Ben Stiller. Hey, I'm out promoting. He's one of the creators of Severance.
Yeah,
he's promoting Severance. There's still shot.
But I mean, that's Jimmy next to Spike Lee there. Thank you. AI working today. I don't think I've ever looked cooler. Those bell-bottom jeans don't look well on me.
It's also not Spike Lee. I put you on Timothy Chalamet's body. So you're next to Kendall Jenner and Friend. Not sure who that is.
If you could,
so that's not my real body?
Equates to your salary, by the way.
Yeah, really.
Thank you, Brooks.
That's not my real body. Okay.
If you could give Jim Timothy Chalamet's body, we may never see him again. I don't know what Timothy.
He probably has the body of a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah, I don't know what Timothy Chalamet's body looks like.
Yeah. Anyway, those guys had great seats last night. I can't imagine what they paid. And if you're the people that own those seats, I mean, if I'm sitting next to Spike Lee or Ben Stiller, that's pretty cool. They're celebrities. But I'm also looking at you
who sold your ticket?
Yeah, when we're playing the next game, I'm going to be like, dude, we sit here, we watch the Pacers come to town together. And then it's the NBA Finals all these years, and you're selling your tickets. And they're going to be like, yeah, you see my new yacht?
That happened to me at a much smaller scale, but at the Dolphins game in Atlanta this year I went to. It was my one NFL game, so I got some good tickets. And very nice Falcons fans like, hey, did you get these on StubHub? I was like, yeah, I did. I said, look, I'm not obnoxious. We're going to cheer for our team, but I'll be fine. He goes, oh, no, I'm not worried about you. He goes, I just haven't seen the people. He goes, it's the opposing fans every game. And these are good seats. And I'm like, I hate that for you. He's like, most of them are nice people. He's like, but I don't even know who owns these seats. I've never seen them. It's opposing fans every single home game.
I read this morning there was a auto dealer from Brooklyn. It was one of the big articles. It was on ESPN or something that said that he paid less to fly, hotel, tickets to game 1 than it would have been to stay in New York and go to game 3.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So New York Post reported that a pair of tickets sold last month for $279,000, and I'm looking at SeatGeek right now for Game 3, and you can get pair of courtside tickets, $188.7K each.
Yeah, it's a good price.
You know, everybody bitches
no
about the
thank you.
cost of living in New York, but apparently there's a bunch of the 1%ers up
Yeah,
there.
man, they're willing to spend for Knicks tickets.
Game 2 coming up on Friday night. College football after LT tells you about Hoover Toyota.
Hey, new or used, if you're in the market to buy a car, SUV, truck, they've got the best inventory. Highway 150, I'm speaking from experience. Bought my daughter a car back at 24, got myself one a few months ago. If you're looking for that red carpet experience they've been serving up for over 2 decades now, stop in, see Scott Peoples and all of the fine folks there at Hoover Toyota. Conveniently located Highway 150. They want to make sure you're a customer for life. That's why they're going to roll that red carpet program out there. Again, serving Birmingham, Alabaster, Vestavia for over 20 years. They've got the on-site finance department that I've taken advantage of as well. If you want to check out the inventory, either stop by, see them, tell them the Next Round sent you, or online, hoovertoyota.com.
It's not fair, but even we talked about it as we were getting comments from Nick Saban at the Senate hearing yesterday, that people were going to scream hypocrite at Nick Saban after his testimony yesterday. You were going to get a lot of that. So as we listened to Nick Saban yesterday at the Senate hearing, I want you to think about this. Is this a situation that if Nick Saban continues to try to help college football, that he ends up somehow tarnishing his legacy in the process? All right, here's one where Nick Saban talks about how the NCAA can't enforce their own rules. Nick Saban yesterday in front of the Senate hearing.
Right now in college football, we have no rules. We have state laws. We have different in every state. We have litigation. The NCAA cannot enforce their own rules because every time they try to enforce the rule, there's a lawsuit. So, I mean, an example would be Ole Miss's quarterback. They say he can't play next year. He's playing next year because of litigation. So, but this is just the way it is. It's become an arm race. Who spends the most has got the best chance to win. But I think it's a race to the bottom because if you don't spend to win, you lose your fan base and you don't have any revenue.
So Nick Saban making all good points, but then the people are going to start screaming, dude, you had the best rosters in college football, and that's how you became the greatest coach of all time. I always think that's part of your job is to have the best rosters in college
He's
football.
the one that went out and went into those living rooms and closed those kids after evaluating the right talent. So, I mean, that's one of the things, and I think another one of the reasons he's not coaching anymore is because it's not an even playing field now. It really is who's got the most money. It's not about who the best recruiter is.
The people who are screaming, though, are saying, Coach, it wasn't even for us back then. You guys had the advantages and we didn't. A lot of people yesterday screaming after Nick Saban's testimony, hey, the Rabbits got the gun now.
That's right.
And here we go. So now the people that used to do the hunting are upset that it's a different world now.
Well, and you know, the obvious reaction is, boy, Nick Saban loved it when he could just stack rosters. And to your point, the players had no – again, I go back to this Jay Billis quote a lot. Back when I played, a coach could say it's my way or the highway, and the highway didn't exist. A coach can't say that today because not only does the highway exist, but there's an easy on-ramp. And that's what a lot of the reaction is yeah, well, listen to Nick Saban's tone change when he doesn't control college football. And like you say, you can say if that's fair or not, but that is the reaction this got yesterday.
In fact, right now, Nick Saban's being painted as the voice of old college football.
Yep.
That he's not modern or future college football. He's trying to save old college football, and he's the voice of yesteryear.
I mean, look, he doesn't have to do anything for his legacy. I think he's really doing this for the good of college football. What we're getting to a point, literally, because I remember about this time last year, we were talking about Joey McGuire at Texas Tech. With the money they've got that Cody Campbell is starting to cough up, if he doesn't get them to a college football playoff, he's gone. I don't know, and I've said this before, I don't know how good of a coach we consider Joey McGuire. But if you can just throw all this money in, then you don't have to pay $10 or $15 million for a head coach. You don't need elite coaches anymore.
And that's where the discussion was trending yesterday. Well, how good of a coach really is Nick Saban if he doesn't have the best roster?
Yeah, I mean,
if he doesn't have and I've always said best roster is part of the coaching, the out recruiting and everything. And again, we brought this up. You didn't hear it yesterday because it was ongoing. But here's Nick Saban on the tampering issues that go on in college football?
Unlimited transfers creates free agency. Free agency with a collective, now you're talking about bidding war for players. And then you've got agents out there that are not certified, that are enhancing players or encouraging players to get in the portal. I can get you more money. So now we have this unbelievable number of players that get in a portal every year, and we have nothing to control agents. We have nothing to control tampering. You know, Clemson had a player that was on campus for a whole week, and they come and got him off the campus and took him someplace else. So these kinds of things going on in college football are absolutely not what any of us signed up for relative to the educational institutions that, you know, we've all tried to represent.
Again,
Pete Golden just cringed.
I mean, it's 2 cuts and 2 shots at Ole Miss, by the way. Yeah.
but again, he's 100% right again. But
he tampered.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what people are going to say.
I mean,
he
did.
literally said it on NFL draft coverage. He literally said it, Jim. I mean, I love Nick Saban as much as anybody, but the guy literally said on the coverage of the first NFL draft he did, we tried to get this guy in the portal, and he never would jump in.
And look, tampering, even if you get these rules and regulations checked and you get certified agents and you get one-time transfer rules, people are still going to tamper on that one-time transfer. They're going to tamper on guys that are already verbally committed to programs. I mean, that's always going to happen.
Yeah.
I just don't like the discussion that's ongoing that says Nick Saban got out because he didn't think he would be as successful or couldn't do it in the way we're doing it now. I feel like he could have done it in any era.
Yeah, he would have found a way.
Yeah.
I mean, he's MacGyver, old reference for some of the people out there.
Yeah.
Like, he would have found a way to continue to have success. I just don't think he wanted to deal with all the bullshit that goes into it.
I think Nick Saban, if Alabama needed $40 million to compete in NIL, Nick Saban could have gotten $40 million from Alabama's fans.
I think so, too.
100%. That's Nick Saban.
Oh, can you imagine him walking in some, multi-millionaire, almost a billionaire's living room and saying, hey, man, I really need your help. Can you cut me a check for $2 or $3 million? He could have done that on one jet tour around the Southeast and raised as much money as he needed in a weekend, probably.
I just don't think Nick Saban wanted to operate in a world where he had to do that, and in a world where he couldn't build the roster he had. I think it's what he loved about the college game was building rosters and developing players, and he also had enough of the NFL background that he was building rosters the way the NFL does, and you can't do that in today's college
I do
football.
think this landscape, I think it discounts coaching. I really do. I mean, Mario Cristobal played for a national championship.
But you know what's stupid?
He did. I mean,
it's true. But to your point earlier, because you said, with the way we can build rosters now, do we even need a $10 million coach? But college football's so dumb, Lance, they'll continue to pay $10 million for these coaches. That's how dumb
I
college
think
football
because
is.
it's also part of the perception of your program.
That's right.
Yeah.
It always has been, right? Yeah.
Alabama's not going to have a Joey Maguire. I mean, they're just not. I mean, again, I hate doing drive-bys on Joey. He's probably a hell of a coach, but I just say it was 8 wins until he got all this money.
He's never going to get credit, though. To your point,
you're right.
He will never get credit.
It'll be always like, oh, he was an 8-win coach until Cody Campbell decided to buy him a roster, and now the guy can coach all of a sudden.
I know we debate on whether he's always third, it seems like these days, Ryan Day. He gets zero credit for being a great football coach. He's a great football coach.
I mean, I said he has. You and I went a little back and forth on that, but I think Ryan Day is a hell of a football coach too. But I'm just saying, like, he's got everything you need. If he doesn't win, and again, he was about to get booted after losing a playoff game if he would have, or he might have got booted if he didn't win a national championship 2 years ago.
Just look at the way we judge the top 4 coaches. Kalen DeBoer isn't getting the job done at Alabama.
You should have seen the feedback I got for our composite poll having him fourth.
Yeah.
Just people sending me text and messages. And I'm not talking like people watching the show. I'm talking like people in the college football universe. Like,
That's
wow.
Right. Yeah. But that's where I believe he is, and I know you guys do too. Kirby Smart is considered to be the best, one of the best at building rosters, recruiting, attracting, and what Cignetti has done. And then there's Ryan Day, who we give zero credit to because we feel like he's got every advantage at Ohio State.
Wins 95% of his games. Who was the only reason
I'm
I
not
asked
getting names.
is who would you have in front of DeBoer? Again, I thought 1 through 4 was easy.
Let me just read one.
Because you can't
Can you do it after the commercial break?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can't have Dan Lanning in front of him. You can't. You can't.
So we'll give you the composite list of our Big Ten SEC rankings out on our social media platform at Next Round Live that Brooks put together for us, and we all voted in. You'll see that list on the other side if you haven't seen it yet. And then Brown will read some reactions. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Central State Bank, local and taking care of your money.
Yeah, it is the bank that is big enough to meet every need you have, but they are also small enough to know you because, again, they are, like Jim said, a local bank. The people that are making the decisions that impact your life, whether it's from buying a car to starting a business or just chasing that lifelong dream, they are people who work in your community, whose kids go to school in the same schools your kids go to. They play ball at the same ballparks. They go to church with you. That's who's making those decisions at Central State Bank. That's the way a community bank works. Central State Bank. Big enough to meet every need you have, small enough to know who you are. Member FDIC.
And our friends at Roback.com. This is my favorite thing that you got us, LT, right now. This is my favorite wear.
They are comfortable.
It's this light, summery spring hoodie.
I mean, it's a 3-season hoodie.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Very good. I've done it without the T-shirt underneath. Threw a T-shirt in for a little pop of color today.
I like you popping
go with
colors.
the hat.
I like that hat too, by the way.
You can jump in. TNR 20 is our promo code. Roback.com. TNR 20 the promo code, and that gets you a nice 20% discount. Look at all the logos you see there. Team gear, some great Alabama gear not pictured there. Oh, there's some Alabama gear on the right side. I've got that hoodie too. But great Alabama golf shirts that are there with some great elephant and script A's and prints on it. It's just unbelievable stuff. Crave the activity, Roback.com, promo code TNR20 to get your 20% off.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
All right, rolling on here. Tyler, give me cut number 6 before we get back to that coaching discussion and some other college football stuff. And, you know, it takes a lot to be unique in a college commitment to a school. But I'll give it to Ethan Lawson. If you're going to commit to West Virginia, there's only one way to do it. Tyler, hit it, man.
What's up, everybody? I'm here to announce that I'm committing to West Virginia. Go Mountaineers, baby!
Almost heaven, West Virginia.
Blue Ridge.
They're known for burning couches after wins.
Interesting. I don't know if they really embrace that.
Well, I don't know.
Because I've talked to some West Virginia fans that don't love the stereotype. I would embrace it. What the hell? I mean you don't win championships. You might as well burn couches.
You're known for it whether you embrace it or not, right? So you may as well embrace it and make the most of it.
Was that real, though?
Yeah, 100%.
Forrester sent it to me. Is this guy like a 3-star?
Oh, I don't know his ranking, but he did actually commit to West Virginia. It's not just some
AI?
Nobody, yeah.
Yeah, 3-star. I read 3-star, I think, offensive lineman. He did have a look of an offensive lineman, I'm going to say. But I think 3-star.
Can you play it for me again, Tyler? Because I mean, if you're calling down to, is central casting a real thing?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're calling down to central casting and you say, hey, I'm going to need somebody to play a West Virginia football player, and I know he's British. But can he have a Southern accent?
Yeah.
I need audio again, Tyler. If you can give it to me with audio.
We lost Donald Gibb, who was.
Go Mountaineers, baby!
So you think this is a bad Southern accent? Is what you're saying?
No. But it is a Southern accent. I'm just saying. I mean, the British actors and actresses are unbelievable.
But West
Southern
Virginia
accents.
is really not a Southern accent at all. I don't know what West Virginia is.
Appalachian Mountain accent.
Its own world. But Donald Gibb, we had him on the show a decade ago, but he played Ogre in Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh yeah,
but he's got a little
of that flavor to him. By the way, Brooks has updated our ongoing SEC recruiting numbers. Brooks told me the first time he did this, Auburn was dead last, and that's not the case anymore. Auburn has had a pretty good recruiting week, and currently they're up to 4th in the SEC in recruiting. That's always good nationally too. This is from On3 Sports composite rankings. Texas A&M, unbelievable right now, 19 commitments, and a lot of them are 5 and 4 stars. Oklahoma, Florida. It'll be the first top 5 in the nation class for Florida since Steve Spurrier.
That's embarrassing.
If they end up getting
that's hard to believe with Urban Meyer, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, that's why.
I mean, you would almost think that Tim Tebow would have put you. They had to have been in the top 5.
Yeah, there's no way, Jim, that Meyer was never in the top 5 in recruiting.
Yeah, because Percy Harvin and Tebow. I got to go back and look at that.
Okay, go check that number. I'll see if I can find where I read it. Maybe it was the Urban years. Auburn 4, Texas 5. That's just in the SEC. Georgia, Alabama's 9th. I'll say it again for the 3rd day in a row. Don't expect a big number of commitments for Alabama this year. So they're not going to be where you normally think they are.
How long are you going to waste your breath on this?
Yeah. LSU only 4 now after they lose a commitment yesterday. A 5-star edge rusher. I mean, when it's a 4-star, I may get my dander up a little bit. 3 stars, I don't worry about.
Yeah.
But a 5-star flip, Jaden Bryant flips from LSU to Miami.
To Miami, of all places, huh?
6'3", 260. And he is shutting down his recruitment. So no more OVs, official visits for those that follow recruiting. He is a Miami Hurricane now, locked and loaded.
That's one thing,
which means he probably signed a piece of paper that means he starts getting paid right now.
Just real quick, the Florida class of 2007 was number 1 in the nation, so it's probably since Urban Meyer.
And I'm looking, 2006 was number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, that class, by the way, their quarterback in that signing class, guy we like to call Cam Newton.
Oh, wow.
Cam Newton in that class. Carlos Duns.
You already had Tebow
on campus. Yeah. Aaron Hernandez in that class. So say what you want about him. The guy was a highly recruited guy.
I mean, 2010, Florida was number 1. Now, was that a Will Muschamp or was that
2010?
That's still Urban Meyer because they came to Tuscaloosa and got beat, right?
That was Urban Meyer. Will
it was his last
also
year.
Had 2 top 5 classes as well. But it's been really bad.
Yeah, it's been too long since they did this to close the gap there, Jim.
Yeah, I got to find it here.
Not Spurrier long, but it's been too long.
2011, Auburn was number 3.
Yeah,
that was Gene Chizik off a national championship. What rankings are you looking at?
I'm looking at on 3s.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't.
That's who I'm looking at.
I'm not a recruiting guy, but I just.
More than a decade is what I read.
Okay, more than a decade.
Florida Gators hunting first top 5 recruiting class in more than a decade. Keegan Pope at On 3 Sports. So I went back too far.
Even more than a decade is just crazy when you're in the SEC and you reside in the state of Florida.
Right.
The fact you could go a decade without.
I mean, I'm not surprised though that Summerall. I mean, he is such a charismatic guy and such a infectious guy. So I don't think any of us are really surprised that he's having success.
On to what we were talking about. After I remind you first, it's easy to get out of whack time-wise. Before Lance tells us about Hemphill and Lance's lock, if we did Back to the Future today, to explain to you why, to me, a decade ago is all the way back to Spurrier, if Marty went back in time today, it would be 1996. I think you told me that a few weeks ago, right, Tyler?
May have.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I think that's right.
Back to the Future anniversary now. If Marty went back in time the same length he went back in time in the movie, it would be to 1996. So he'd be going to a party that was a grunge party with Nirvana and Pearl Jam.
And 96 is fun.
Yeah.
But that music just does not sound as old now as the music of...
It's because we're old.
Yeah, but I don't think our kids listen to Nirvana and it sounds the same thing as the Temptations did when I was a kid.
Yeah, or Chuck Berry.
Or
Hey,
Chuck Berry. Marvin Berry?
Yeah.
I mean, that does sound old where they're doing like sock hop dancing and stuff.
Lance's Lock, who had a play last night on a side in the NBA Finals. You can play them now. Lance'sLock.com, brought to you by our friends at Hemphill.
Yeah, I had a winner last night, game 1 of the NBA Finals. Also another winning night in Major League Baseball. We're killing it right now. Jump on board. 4-2 last night. Always a free play every single day at Lance'sLock.com. Jump on board and win with us. Always brought to you by our friends at Hemphill Services. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, HemphillServices.com.
Here is our composite rankings of the SEC and Big Ten coaches in one big blob. You put all the Big Ten coaches, all the SEC coaches into one ranking. And these are the top 34 coaches by conference. Kirby Smart, Kirk Cignetti, Ryan Day, Kalen DeBoer, Dan Lanning was our top 5. Now, I assume the people in the college football atmosphere that were texting you, Brown, understood that we were leaving out Big 12 and ACC.
They did.
And Marcus Freeman of Notre Dame. We're leaving them out. They understood that there was SEC Big Ten coaches.
Yes, they understood the assignment.
Okay. The only one to me that you can start questioning top 4 for Kalen DeBoer would be Marcus Freeman.
If you were to include him,
to start giving me a debate.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. I don't know if you could really.
No, I'm just saying that would be the only one you could start a debate with me on.
Yeah.
But Brown got this from the college football world.
Yeah, so I could tell when Brooks sent this out because I'm on number 2 and coming off a good scramble par on number 1.
Oh, golf number 2. I thought you were on number 2.
I was not number 2.
You should not take your phone into the stall.
I do it. And my phone, I start getting texts on this. First one I get, this can't be real with DeBoer at number 4. This is not a nice list.
Okay. Well, do they have who they would have at number 4?
I asked that question.
Yep.
I said, what did I say? Okay. Who do you put in front of a guy that has been to 2 playoffs and coached for a national championship? Answer back, guy has lost 8 games in 18 months. Just a mesmerizing ranking. I don't even know if
They haven't answered your question.
I don't
yet.
even know if your standard. Well, they did not. I don't know if your standard Alabama fan would have DeBoer in the top 5.
No, they would not because they don't know what they have.
I kind of agree. By the way, I was playing, Jim, not the only one with Auburn golf buddy, as I was playing with an Auburn friend of mine, and I was mentioning this, and he's like, they're wrong. That guy's a really good football coach. He goes, and this is an Auburn fan, went to Auburn Lands, graduated from Auburn. And he's like, I can't explain, why he has not had the success yet that I thought he would have, but that guy's a really good football coach, I think. So,
yeah, I mean, look, he does have some head-scratching losses. I was talking to somebody this morning about they were talking about the numbers that Nick Saban used to generate with his press conferences at Alabama, and how Kalen DeBoer, nobody basically watches the press conferences.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it is personality. Like if Kalen DeBoer just had the personality of John Summerall and won 20 games over his first 2 years at Alabama, I think the perception would be different.
I kind of agree with you.
So can anybody give you who should be number 4?
Nobody does that.
Yeah,
I'll cut to the chase on that. Nobody does that. But somebody else. Kalen DeBoer at number 4. Him at some other SEC schools. Wait a minute. Him as the awful square peg, round hole fit at Bama. Not even sure he's in the top half of the SEC.
And this somebody who works in the business?
Yeah. Somebody from inside the SEC texts me and says, boy, you guys going to be surprised about Will Stein. To which I replied,
he hasn't coached
dude has not even been a head coach yet. How do I rank him any higher than I did?
I love people shitting on the list, but they won't tell you who should be in front of DeBoer.
By the way, I had him
20.
I had Stein at 28. I'm not going to be surprised by him.
Yeah,
I got him 28, and he's 0-0.
I told him, I said, I actually really like the hire and think he'll do well at Kentucky, but literally has never been a head coach for one single game. How do I put him any higher than I did?
As LT pointed out yesterday, I have him 2 spots ahead of PJ Fleck.
Yeah.
Hey, just real quick, this is not even subjective. Like, you can't have Lanning in front of DeBoer. They have met head-to-head 3 times. DeBoer had a less roster and beat him all 3 times. The only person that you can make an argument for based on resume would be Lincoln Riley, and nobody will because of how average the USC years have been.
Jim, can you look over there and tell me who number 21 on our list is?
21 is Pete Golding of Ole Miss.
Here was one of the responses, Lance, to hey, criticism's fine. Tell me who you would put in front of Kalen DeBoer. Number 21 has the same number of playoff wins and less losses. Pete Golding. And I said, the dude has literally coached 3 games. What are we doing here?
One of Kalen DeBoer's losses was in the national championship game.
I did
Pete
point
Golding
that out.
hasn't been to that place since he was wearing crimson and white.
Now, I might have gotten somebody to finally answer the question, who would you put in front of him, but I chose to focus on my round, which I should have focused more. I played horribly yesterday, more than over text, defending our list there.
Yeah.
Kalen DeBoer became the flashpoint, at least on my text.
As we say on our list all the time, you're welcome to do your own and send them in. And if and by the way, if you're in the SEC media, do your own list, and we usually talk about them.
Yeah,
and
put
by the
it
way,
out.
we'll criticize the hell out of them too.
Yeah, put it out. Tag us. Yeah. Tag us. We'll probably bring it up on the show.
In fact, give me a tie shot. I'll give you a tie shot. You can send the clip out. If you don't like our list and you work in the SEC footprint or the Big Ten footprint, do your own list, and we'll criticize it just like you criticize ours. It's free country. Do your own list.
Well,
don't criticize ours without doing your own list, because it's not that easy.
Again, 1 through 4 for anybody that does a list is easy. Like, I don't know how you can have DeBoer, again, worst case 5 behind Lincoln Riley. You guys would agree. I mean, when you go head-to-head.
I think there's a perception nationally that Lanning is the better coach. And hang on. I think there's a perception, because I know what you're about to say, and you're 100% right on this, but I don't think people factor in what you're about to say. So I'll say it again to let you say it. There is a perception nationally that Dan Lanning is a better coach than Kalen DeBoer, and you always say?
Well, I mean, Kalen DeBoer's 3-0 with, in my opinion, lesser rosters than Oregon had.
And he's coaching in the national championship. Yeah.
If you put sound bites, Dan Lanning and Kalen DeBoer, everybody's like, I want that guy.
Lannings are better.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. That is really the difference.
But
I mean, Kalen DeBoer has got some head-scratching losses, no doubt. But if you
primarily
combine,
at Alabama, though. I mean, he really didn't have many.
But if you combine Washington and Alabama, I don't know how you can deny it.
Mesmerizing, that word from that guy?
No, it was not. That guy did not even respond.
I was going to say he's not going to reach out.
Okay. He was probably playing golf, too.
Yeah. All right. You ever regret choices, by the way?
Yeah, what have you done there, Jim?
I marked off. I tried to erase what I was writing to start with to write it smaller so you couldn't see it on camera, and got blue ink. Yeah, all of a sudden it's like, never mind. There's a Smurf joke in here somewhere.
Yeah. You're hanging out with Smurfette.
The viewing menu being brought to you today by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. Tell us about Michelson.
Yeah, the number I called way back in 2003, 205-969-8100. I wore the contacts for a decade. Pain in the ass, taking them out at night, putting them back in the next morning, wasting money on the contacts and solution each and every year. Finally got screened out. I was a potential candidate. Got the procedure done. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. 2015 vision now, better than 2020. Make the call that I made. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. Dr. Mort Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
All right. Before I get into viewing menu today, make sure to watch the next reel. I put out the episode on Lance and I's top 5 directorial debuts this week, so go check that out. Last week we did our top 5 space movies, both great videos, so definitely go watch those. And yesterday I went to go see Pressure with Brendan Fraser, and I'm not sure if this movie was marketed incorrectly or if I just didn't know anything about the movie, because it was way more about the weather on D-Day.
That's what I thought. When you were talking about General Eisenhower trying to make critical decisions leading up to D-Day, everything I've seen about it is like they were just debating on whether the weather was proper for the invasion or not. I'm like, how do you make 2 hours of that?
I mean, the reviews have been great.
Yeah, it was solid, but it wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I was expecting more, like, where are we putting the troops? Like,
Yeah.
how are we actually going to get onto the beaches?
And by the way, am I right that the weather ended up not being as good as they thought it was going to be? They ended up being a weather issue.
Yeah,
right?
I think it was
the
very
tides were choppier.
I mean, here's a synopsis. It's a full paragraph. Does not mention weather one time.
Yeah, but see, I had seen stuff about that, though, that's what that was about, was they were trying to determine if the weather was favorable for the execution of
I mean, did we lose
I'm sure.
military, was it tanks, some of the tanks and stuff that we were going to try to knock down some of the barbed wire and the stuff to get further up the beach? Like, they came off and it was deeper seas, choppier seas. We were losing them in the water.
Yeah.
Like the men had to go do it without some of the technology they were expecting to have on the beach.
Yeah, a lot of the conflict in the movie is between 2 meteorologists. One is a Scottish guy, and the other's an American. The American wants to use, like, historical charts and be like, oh, weather's going to be fine. And then British guy's like, no, if you look at the barometric pressure and yada, 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 it looks like it's not going to be fine.
Well, this is a hard sell on this movie, man.
Yeah.
This
really
does not
is.
sound
Yeah,
good.
I'm glad they haven't used our meteorologist around
James
here.
Spann
'cause-
should go see this. He will love this
James
movie.
Spann will love it.
Yeah, it's actually more interesting to watch James Spann debate whether or not using the European model or his model, too, for a snowstorm.
But yeah, I got maybe 45 minutes into it, and I went, oh, pressure like
barometric pressure. Yeah.
I expected pressure like decision-making pressure.
This does not
before
sound
D-Day.
great. Yeah,
Did you leave?
No, I stuck out the whole thing. It was solid, but not what I was expecting. Today, I have possibly the weirdest double feature I've ever done.
Oh, wow.
That's saying something.
First off, Masters of the Universe, the remake. After being separated for 15 years, the Sword of Power leads Prince Adam Glenn back to Eternia, where he discovers his home has now been destroyed and is under the rule of a powerful warlord and sorcerer, Skeletor. In order to reclaim his family legacy and save the world, Adam must join forces with his closest allies, Teela and Man-at-Arms, and embrace who he's truly meant to be, He-Man. It stars Nicholas Galitzine as He-Man, which I'm not familiar with him. Idris Elba plays Man-at-Arms. Alison Brie is Evil Lynn, and Jared Leto, for some reason, is Skeletor. So,
did you say it's a remake?
yeah, the original Masters of the Universe was
80s?
like 80s and had a
Oh,
Dolph Lundgren.
okay.
Yeah,
Dolph
Dolph
Lundgren,
Lundgren, yeah. I never saw it.
It wasn't great, and I kind of liked He-Man as a kid, so that one came right as the He-Man cartoons were on, but I don't remember the movie.
I would think this is going to be a pile of shit, but I could be
not
wrong.
interested.
Yeah, the Skeletor design in the old movie and in the new movie look really cool, but
I was familiar with the Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, I liked the Saturday morning cartoon. and all that, but I don't know that they've ever gotten the movie right.
Yeah, to steal a Norm McDonald bit, better name for this movie since Jared Leto was in it would be Box Office Poison.
He said that. Was it Courtney Ford that was sitting next to him when he said it?
A little surprised
movie.
Allison Brie is a solid, good-looking girl next door, but she's not like a knockdown. Like you would think that they would have cast a little bit different for that.
Yeah, I mean, I could see her pulling off sort of a dark witch kind of look, but
Yeah, she's the evil person in this, yeah. And Jared Leto,
yeah,
can he's very skinny at times. He's very bony, so Skeletor
That's
sort
true.
of fits
Good
him.
point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, he's more or less just voicing Skeletor. It looks like they went with a full CGI model.
Oh,
but
okay.
We'll see how it is. After that, I've got Scary Movie 6, which 26 years after outrunning a suspiciously familiar mass killer, Shorty, Ray, Cindy, and Brenda find themselves targeted by another mad slasher. Everybody's returning from for this one. Anna Faris, Regina Hall, and all the Wayans. And also the guy who played the weird butler in Scary Movie 2 with the short hand. He's back as well.
Never seen any of them.
They're dumb comedies. It's that sort of parody movie genre, so you've got to be in the right mood to watch one of those. This one has been getting some pretty bad reviews, and I've been kind of anxious to watch this one to see how it plays out because all the marketing has revolved around this movie ending cancel culture, and that is just the cringiest marketing campaign that you could ever make up. I think you should just, if you're trying to make a subversive comedy, just make it and let the audience find it rather than marketing to just what feels like low-hanging fruit. But other than that, Tubi has a new original series called Destroying the Pitch, which centers around a YouTuber named Destroying as he brings together some of the most passionate soccer fans across this year's World Cup host cities to put them in intense 1v1 matchups to see who can come out on top. 1v1 soccer videos are just incredibly entertaining. You see some of the best footwork you'll ever see in just little kick-arounds on the street sometimes. So I might check that out. And then finally, if you don't want to bother with anything new, you can go on Hulu because they've added Independence Day to its catalog.
It's a documentary.
What's that?
It's a documentary, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great just summer movie.
And that's what Tyler's watching. And don't forget to go check the next reel out on this platform. Way to Wellness can help you get checked out on the beach when you lose some weight and start looking better. Way to Wellness, planforme.com. Just jump on there right now with no contracts, no sign-up fees, and the first consultation is absolutely free. Leslie and her board-certified team, I was by there yesterday and saw the whole crew down there. They're working hard to make sure all of our Next Round viewers and listeners are taken care of when they go by there. And remember, they've got everything from injection therapy to meal replacement, protein bars. They do it all for you right there. Planforme.com is the website. Go check out how they can help you. And it starts with that free consultation. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, rolling on hour number 2 here, being brought to you by our friends at Inverness Country Club. Before Brownie tells us about his hat and Inverness Country Club, I want to play a soundbite. We get to baseball tomorrow when the Super Regionals crank up in baseball. Auburn, Alabama, Troy in our state still alive. A lot of SEC teams alive. One of the more intriguing regions, other than USC going to come all the way to the Atlantic coast and upset North Carolina, is Mississippi State's great pitchers who are very healthy now, going on the road to play the highest seeded team left, Georgia, the SEC regular season and tournament champions. Mississippi State with a fantastic chance to pull the upset in Athens this weekend. And they're going to have a little extra motivation now as they leave Starkville and go to Athens for the weekend series.
About 3 hours down the road, we're going to stop at a Buc-ee's and give them 30 minutes of Buc-ee's. I told them no showers, though. You know, you can shower at Buc-ee's. You're not going to shower there, but get as many beaver nuggets as they want to get, okay? You know, my point with sharing that with you is it's intentional, right? You want them to enjoy it, to be loose, to have fun. And they've been craving to go to Buc-ee's all year. They wanted to go to Buc-ee's on the way to Hattiesburg from Dallas when we bust, and I told them they didn't earn Buc-ee's, right? We didn't beat UCLA. We didn't finish the weekend off. They earned Buc-ee's after this past weekend.
And Forrester, you've got the Buc-ee's locations. This is absolutely the Leeds location, right? Give me Forrester's microphone.
Yeah, that is the only Buc-ee's between Starkville and Athens.
Yeah.
Jeez, I mean, it sounds like he's talking about a carload of kids from Winston County. Yeah. They've never seen a city before.
So Starkville, they're going to stop at Leeds. So, I mean, figure out the travel plans if you want to spend 30 minutes with the Mississippi State baseball team.
What did Winston County ever do to you?
So, travel out Winston County.
You can spend
West Alabama's taking blows here.
I mean, 30 minutes in Buc-ee's, that basically is getting out of your car, going to the bathroom, and buying one item and getting back to your car. It's so
30
crowded.
minutes ain't a lot.
Yeah.
But, boy, if you can put up with that crowd for 30 minutes, that Georgia crowd ain't going to do anything to you.
So I don't know if they played at Auburn. There's one near there. I don't know if they played at South Alabama this year. I think there's one down in Mobile now, and there's one in Athens. Is that what a Beaver Nugget is?
So this has just been going viral lately. I thought I'd bring it up because it's the only time it'll be relevant. This is the ingredients list for a Buc-ee's brisket sandwich.
It's a good sandwich.
And
I've had it.
Wait, shouldn't it just be? I mean, it should be pretty
Yeah,
simple.
bread,
right?
brisket.
I think it would just be bread, meat, cheese.
Well, you don't need these preservatives because, I mean, they flip this. Like, if you've been in a Buc-ee's before, you see how quick they're going through these sandwiches.
Is that just all the stuff that's in the sauce and
Probably.
and the rub?
And the rub, the sauce, the bread ingredients.
But it breaks it down. The rub starts down here.
Yeah. Oh, I see that. It's got it. Yeah.
My gosh.
Itemized.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's a good sandwich, though.
I mean, isn't the FDA like required for you to put all this stuff out there now?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
10 years ago, you wouldn't have to do all this.
They got a good brisket sandwich.
Yeah. So there you go.
I like
Congratulations,
Buc-ee's.
State, Mississippi State, on the road to
Buc-ee's.
to Buc-ee's before they go and play Athens and pull the upset this weekend. Coming up in our next segment around 10:30 Central, if you're watching live, Brownie has new point spreads on some big college football games, including the Iron Bowl, of which he told me we have not heard of an Iron Bowl point spread yet this year. I thought we had, but Brown says no.
You always doubt me on these. Have you heard an Iron Bowl point spread?
I have not.
I will just tell you, Jim, the people from Las Vegas, do you trust them?
Yes.
First Iron Bowl spread we've seen is blank.
Wait, where is the game this year?
Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
Right,
I got
so
it.
you be thinking ahead.
That's coming up in the next segment. We will get to that. But as soon as Brownie tells us about the Cool Hat and Inverness Country Club, we'll get to our spotlight and talk about the 5 biggest mistakes, moves that were big mistakes in college football history. My list of 5, these guys are going to add a couple on.
So for those, it is a small logo I see on the hat. It's Inverness Country Club flag and the state of Alabama flag. Jim is going to get one, not this specific model, so I'll be happy to get you one as well while I'm there. I'll lay out the colors for you if you would like one.
Love the design.
Yeah.
I'm not a big golfer, and that's a very golfy hat.
I'll get
so,
Jim one.
You
I'll get Jim one.
I will tell you, though, that if you travel around the country, there are people in other parts of the country that do not understand the history of the world or the state flags of the world. They see the Alabama state flag and they don't ever say anything, but they look at you like, you're from the South, like that's a Confederate flag. That's not. It's actually descended from England.
Yeah, the St. Andrew, I think, flag.
Yeah.
All of that said, ICCAlabama.com. ICCAlabama.com is the place to go to learn more about Inverness Country Club. If you want to be a member, of course, in the Birmingham area, I cannot recommend Inverness any higher than I do. And if you would like to get a tour, our friend Erin Hilliard will take care of you. First of all, she's a delightful person to talk to, so you'll enjoy your time around her. But you can set up a tour, 205-991-8608, 205-991-8608 for Inverness Country Club. On that tour, you're going to see a tremendous golf course. You're going to see a great clubhouse. The food there is fantastic. They are remodeling the tennis facility. It's going to be top-notch when they're done with that. The pool is a resort-style pool with a cabana. You're going to love that for the family. But the people are the best part. I was playing yesterday. My friend Russ Rutledge, who I play with there often, a hole-in-one on number 11, boys.
Yesterday while you were playing?
Yeah. It cost me a little money, but he bought the drinks at the end, so that was kind of a trade-off for me. So great time there at Inverness Country Club. ICCAlabama.com or 205-991-8608.
The College Football Spotlight
is presented by Alexander Shunnarah. Shunnarah.com. Shunnarah.com. That is the place to go when you find yourself in need of any sort of legal assistance. Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys, boy, do they win cases. More than $2 billion recovered for their clients. That's billion with a B, $2 billion at Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys. You find yourself in need of legal assistance, use a Birmingham guy. Born in Birmingham, raised in Birmingham, went to UAB, has built his practice right here. He'll take care of you. Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com.
Now, the key word here is moves, M-O-V-E-S. The 5 worst moves in college football history to me, my list, and then these guys will add to the list, or maybe they'll come up with 5 of their own for a good graphic with Brooks or something. But number one on my list, well, not in any particular order, but here is one that's on my list. Florida State, back in 1991, probably happened in 1990 into 1991, at the urging of Bobby Bowden, decided to not join the Southeastern Conference and instead joined the ACC. As time has passed on, I think we'll look back in history of Florida State athletics and say that's one of the worst moves, or in this case, not move, in college football and college athletic history.
Well,
horrible decision.
Yeah, I mean, Florida State hates where they are right now in the ACC. Not doing them any favors is how bad they've been on the field.
Imagine financially where Florida State would be now if they had made that move. And those teams back then, I think they would have been very successful in the SEC. Reading here, Bobby Bowden revealed that he felt the SEC's grueling top-to-bottom competitiveness would make it too difficult to secure an annual spot in the national championship. So literally ran away from the SEC back in the day. That's from 1991, that decision.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, it was like, we could just stay in this conference, dominate it, and play for all the national championships we want. Given some time to look back on it now, you're like, boy, if you had gone to the SEC, how much money would you be making right now?
And that was really before, I don't know when it almost seems like 92 when the SEC implemented a championship game.
They expanded to be able to legally have the championship
when you
game.
bring Arkansas and South Carolina in at that point. Yeah.
And I forget which one. Is South Carolina delayed at? It was going to be Florida State and Arkansas, maybe?
I think so, and I think they missed on Florida, or Florida State said no, so they had to get something to balance it out east-west, and they went South Carolina, who was also independent at the time?
Yes.
Or were they in the ACC?
I think they were independent at the time. Used to be an ACC member. That's one of their conference championships. Right. Is an ACC
one of the
championship. Second move that was a mistake, Nebraska leaving the Big 12 to join the Big 10. Financially, it's fine.
Yeah.
They did this officially in 2011, July 1 of 2011. Give me Nebraska athletics after 2011 and before 2011, and it just hasn't been a fit. And I think, Brownie, this move hurt their recruiting cycle, their recruiting circle. They stopped being able to have a major impact into Texas.
Well, I think the whole recruiting game changed about that time, too, as more and more, as Luganville has said on this show a couple times, and he said it last time he was on co-hosting with me when you guys were off, the thing that hurt Nebraska's recruiting more than anything was cable TV. And Nebraska used to be able to recruit, and they'd go get kids from other places. They'd tell their mom and dad, we're in Nebraska. We're on TV a lot. You'll get to see them. Well, now every game's on TV. You see your kid play anywhere you go.
Well, also the state scholarships, too.
Yeah, and they figured out a way to game the system, and they've got a bunch of offensive linemen that way. So a lot of things changed in recruiting, but I would tend to agree with you.
But I still even think from Solich taking over to 2011, I mean, the Bo Pelini years, those years were pretty good, but still wasn't anything like.
Yeah.
It was a weird fit, though, for sure.
I've always felt like if they'd stayed in the Big 12, and who knows, they may be part of the SEC now. I don't know. But I thought that was a bad move. CBS fracturing their relationship with the Southeastern Conference. I think historically that decision, that move by CBS to allow the SEC to get away to ABC, ESPN, long-term will impact CBS, their sports coverage of the sport. I think that was a disastrous decision for them not to take what had been a great value contract with the SEC and not increase it to a point to where they could still be the SEC broadcast partner.
And for those that don't know, where that fracture started was when the SEC added Texas A&M and Missouri. And they go to CBS and like, look, let's be real about this. You guys are already below market value with us right now. We have added 2 more markets, 2 more teams, and given you more inventory. You know, we would like to discuss a new deal with you. And CBS was like, no, we got this deal right here. We're good.
Yep.
And that was the day where the SEC was like, all right, this is not a partner of ours. This is somebody we send money to. And they started looking for a partner, and they found ESPN.
This week, he has admitted that it was one of the biggest mistakes he's ever made. But Rich Rod leaving West Virginia to go to Michigan, this was a bad move on both people's part. But sadly for Rich Rod, it changed the course of his coaching career to where he had to fall on his face and now work his way back to West Virginia.
But this is 99 out of 100 would have taken that job, and it's just one of those, looking back in retrospect, I shouldn't have thought the job wasn't good enough for me, and the grass isn't always greener on the other side. But you guys, I mean, you had to leave West Virginia to take Michigan.
But, boy, it was a weird fit from the beginning. We were not doing a show together at the time, but I remember Dunaway and I in that old Jock studio, the Fishbowl studio right off the lobby, and the press conference was on, and we both at the same time were like, that just does not look good.
Yeah, it was a bad fit.
He was standing in front of that Michigan M, the maize and blue M. It just did not look good.
It didn't sound or look like a Michigan man.
Nope.
And then my last one is Texas A&M's move to bring in Jimbo Fisher.
10 years, $75 million.
And I guess for Jimbo it worked out because he's got all this money.
It did, yeah.
But for a coaching career, would he have been better if he stayed at Florida State? But for Texas A&M, what a disastrous move. But they've rebounded okay.
Yeah. I never liked the hire. I always thought he was an overrated coach, but, they were average.
I mean, it was a lot of money to pay for.
I've got some good ones.
I would love to hear a couple of you guys.
I've got three, and we've got no crossover. I thought we would have some crossover.
How about Howard Snellenberger leaving Miami?
Lance, it's number one on my list.
Wow.
It's number one on mine.
I mean,
do you remember the job he took?
It was the USFL, right?
Yeah, it was an expansion USFL franchise. They were going to expand to Miami to, in theory, compete with the Dolphins. By the way, the Dolphins at that time were one of the dominant franchises in the NFL. Do you know the record of that franchise?
0-0,
never lost
right?
a game.
0-0.
Never lost a game.
Never lost a game, never played a game. They relocated them to Orlando without ever playing a game, and then the league shuttered, and Howard Snellenberger never coached a game. Lost the Miami
I
job.
look back, and I don't know. I assume he was a really good coach. He's one of the worst interviews that I've ever had.
Grumbled at
slow,
you.
very Bear Bryant-like grumble talker. Yep.
But I would assume if he never leaves, he's still.
They had just won the national championship.
Yeah, from Jimmy Johnson, Dennis Erickson, Butch Jones, he still wins championship after championship.
Jimmy Johnson won 2. You don't think Howard Snellenberger could have won those 2? Jimmy Johnson's a Hall of Fame coach. Don't get me wrong, but
Snellenberger's the one that set up the recruiting. South of I-4, right? He's the one that decided we're going to do it this way. This is how we're going to do it, and this will work, and we'll keep the kids local, and that'll bring fans out to the Orange Bowl. And I mean, think about it. If he doesn't do that, and that's a great one, that may be the best one on the list.
It was my number one.
If he doesn't do that, he may win all of those Miami national championships. And how many have they won?
And how
5?
I think 5 is it's close.
He probably wouldn't have gotten the Coker one. I mean, that would have been late in his life.
He would have gotten the Erickson one.
He would have gotten the Erickson one. He would have gotten the 2 Jimmy Johnsons. And let me take it one step further.
So if you're a 4-time national championship coach,
he's a top 10 coach of all time.
Yeah. And maybe he gets a 5th one along the way.
Yeah.
Or 6th one. Maybe he's the Nick Saban of that era.
And let me add to this. Do you think Jimmy Johnson's ever the Dallas Cowboys head coach if that move doesn't happen?
No.
I mean, he's the head coach at Oklahoma State, which was a kind of a floundering program.
Yeah. And when good football coach, he probably would have got another great job. But
it wouldn't have the Miami job, which was
a
so high profile.
middling record there at Oklahoma State,
That's
right? So that was a great one.
Yeah. Another one I've got, Lincoln Riley leaving Oklahoma to go to USC.
You think that ultimately that's going to be a mistake?
I do, because I think he had it dialed in. Now, whether he would have won any championships at Oklahoma, I don't know, but he was winning 10 or 11 games a year. The Oklahoma fan base was happy because they were scoring a ton of points. They were getting to a college football playoff every year. I think Oklahoma, I don't know if USC would be in a better spot right now, because I do think this is going to be a very, very interesting year and a very, very good year for USC. But it's just been a weird 4 years so far.
Lance, I got a question. I've always wondered, historically, if we'll look back with Lincoln Riley with this move, do you think he was ducking the SEC?
No, I mean, that was
you weren't with us. Yeah.
That was the initial thing that came up, man. They know they're going to the SEC. He wants nothing to do with the SEC. And now, ironically, he's in the better conference.
Where the national championships are, in the Big Ten. They were not announced going to the Big Ten yet when he first went out there, right?
No,
it was straight Pac-12.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Lincoln, we wanted to tell you something.
Guess what? You got to fly across country.
This one's going to sound weird on the surface, but if Joe Paterno would have fired Jerry Sandusky, like how different, like Joe Paterno's career is ruined by that.
Never talked about.
Yeah.
We never talk about Joe Paterno.
When you talk about great coaches, you go Bear Bryant, Nick Saban, Bobby Bowden. Then we blow by and we go to Tom Osborne and people like that.
It's almost like certain words, that really offend people. Like you don't bring Joe Paterno up in college football circles.
You don't. I mean, it's hard to even say, aside from all that happened, the guy did tremendous stuff on the field. I mean, like you feel like you can't even bring it up.
And I'm sure there was some good in Joe Paterno, but all that good has been clouded because, he was culpable. He was part of it.
Never fired him, and we never talk about him. We never talk Joe Paterno.
Nope.
But if he would have fired Sandusky, and you probably could come up with a reason, and if you want to flip that to the authorities, however you wanted to handle that, I just think the legacy for Joe Paterno would be a lot different. And internally, that could have weighed. I mean, there could have been so much fracturing internally. It could have weighed on Joe Paterno.
Yeah.
How much better was the program going to be overall if that never happens? I just, it's just a weird situation. Yeah. Hard to even bring that one up.
Yeah, I agree. It's so complicated.
How about this one? If the NCAA doesn't give SMU the death penalty, how good is SMU? What conference is SMU in right now? Are they in the SEC?
Yeah. Probably not in the ACC where they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Buying their way into the ACC.
But with all those dead years, we feel like SMU is a top 25 program now.
Because the whole reason Arkansas came to the SEC, and this is interesting, the whole reason Arkansas came to the SEC was the breakup of that conference, the Southwest Conference.
That's right, which were all Texas schools that were all on probation because of the SMU thing.
Yeah, and you wonder, would the SEC have gone Arkansas, or maybe would they have looked at an SMU then? Maybe somebody would have said, why go Arkansas if we could get the Dallas market?
Yeah, but see, the SMU thing got where everybody started turning everybody in Texas. And the SEC was doing a little bit of that when Mike Slive took over. And Mike Slive said, listen, instead of calling the NCAA, call the SEC office first. Let us get involved, and we'll clean it up here and we'll never get the NCAA involved.
That would have been a perfect place for SMU to live. They would have probably paid to get in the SEC then.
Bobby Petrino to Auburn. I know Tuberville had that special year in 2004, and that was quite the clapback on everybody involved with Jetgate. But if Bobby Petrino takes over Auburn at that point in his career with that kind of fire and that kind of how innovative he was offensively back then, Auburn might have gone on a little run there.
You've always loved the man. But I don't disagree
and I think you guys do agree he was a really good coach.
He's a very good coach.
The whole thing's gotten crusty, but back, from what would have been 2004 to what he did with Arkansas in 2011.
Look, there was a moment of time where Arkansas was the third best team in the nation. His problem was the best two teams in the nation were in his own division.
But Auburn's a better program. Yeah. So what would he have done with the Auburn resources?
Brown adds to the list, after I remind you our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing can add to the peace of mind of knowing that your biggest investment for most people, your house, that the roof that protects your home and your kids is in a good position, is in a good place, in good shape. Greg from Pell City will climb the ladder, get up on the roof, and give you a free, no-cost roof inspection. Absolutely free, no obligation. So many of our viewers and listeners have had Greg get on their roof with a free, no-cost roof inspection. Greg has come down and told them, hey, your roof is good, man. Don't let some shady company tell you need a new roof right now. You got 5 more years left on that roof. You got 3 more years left on that roof. He's got a soft wash program that'll make your roof look close to new again, so it looks great. Street appeal. Your roof's fine, just has stains in it sometimes and looks old and worn out. It's not the case. Greg can clean it up for you. Works great with the insurance providers, does storm damage repairs, roof replacements, and he appreciates your patience as he works around these rainstorms right now. StormRestorationRoofing.com. Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
All right, Howard Schnellenberger to the USFL was on the top of mine. We talked about this yesterday, but I think the Big Ten adding Rutgers, I think in hindsight, one of the worst moves in college sports history. They added Rutgers like this is our entry into the New York market. I bet 3 people don't watch Rutgers football games in the New York City market. So I don't know how that helped you there.
Yeah, Syracuse I think would have been a better ad for them.
Either that or just do what you just did. Go out and get USC. Like, I bet you more people watch USC football games in New York than watch Rutgers games.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
So.
Now, you say that. I went, and I think I might have told this story years ago, but Pennsylvania 6,000. I forgot the name of the bar that hosts all the USC games.
Yeah.
And I went. It was after game 3 or 4 of the 2018 World Series with the Dodgers and the Astros. And so I go to watch Arizona State and USC, and I'm literally the only person in there.
Yeah.
And it's their big bar. So I don't know how many.
Well, I bet if you went to the Rutgers bar, you'd been the only one there, too. Yeah. And then the only other one I had, I didn't come up with 5. I came up with 3. And this is an old school story that the older listeners will remember this, but the man himself told me the story. Alabama screwing up the Bobby Bowden hire. One of the worst. Alabama got into such a mediocre college football run there, and Bobby Bowden had the job in 1987. Bear Bryant had passed away. A lot of people say Bear Bryant's hand-picked replacements were either Gene Stallings, maybe Howard Schnellenberger, and Ray Perkins. They ended up going Ray Perkins. Ray Perkins had mediocre success there. He left to go back to the NFL, back to your Buccaneers. And at that time, Bobby Bowden, this was 1987, had Florida State as one of the best programs in America. And Coach Bowden himself told me this story. This is firsthand. He thinks he's flying to Birmingham to basically go through the motions of a job interview and accept the job and be announced as Alabama's head coach. Instead, he's taken to a conference room and a table of like 12 to 15 people who are peppering him with questions. His quote, not mine, I'm being asked about how to run a football program by the gymnastics coach. Like, what are we doing here? Does my resume not enough? You've watched my games, and I'm having to answer questions of people I don't even know about how I'm running a football program?
That's a director bringing Leo in and saying, hey, I need you to read for this part.
I mean, this is Bobby freaking Bowden. What are you doing? You hire the guy the minute he gets off the plane. He has shown you what kind of program he's running, and he was offended by that, and he left there. Even if they had offered him the job, he was not taking it. Now, for him, he built the dynasty at Florida State. Good for him. But he could have been Alabama's football coach in 1987 and done everything at Alabama that he did at Florida State. Alabama screwed that up so bad, it's not even funny.
How close was Kirby Smart to becoming Auburn's coach in 2013?
A lot of people say closer than you would think.
Yeah.
I mean,
I still don't think Kirby would have taken it, but
I think he would have. I think he would have.
Yeah, he would have taken it.
Now, the question, Lance, is...
I think he would have taken it. Now, whether or not he would have left to go to Georgia after that.
When Georgia tires of Mark Richt, is he going to be able to say no to his old
It was a lot
school?
closer to taking the South Carolina job.
Yeah, he wanted that one, too. I mean, he wanted a head coaching job. Now, he did not want the Indiana job, as he told us.
Very weird, and he's the offensive coordinator now, but Chad Morris, if he never leaves Clemson.
Yeah. Arkansas would wish that was the case right now.
So a handful of those, Brooks, that would work good on a, what's the term you taught me at the meeting this week, panel slide?
No, that's what you called it.
What is it?
It's called carousel.
Carousel.
A carousel post on Instagram.
You know, the old panel slide.
All right, so the carousel on Instagram would work really good on that. So Brooks may have some of those coming out on social media. Follow us at Next Round Live, at Next Round Live on all of our platforms, including the non-panel moving carousels there at Instagram. Also on TikTok. You can go check it all out there. We'll get to some point spreads coming up on the other side of the show today, being brought to you by the wonderful folks at Crane U LT.
Yeah, Crane U wants to remind you, if you're looking for that industry, if you're looking for a career in the industry, the first step you need to do is go see our friends at Crane U. And the big step is getting certified, becoming fully compliant. Crane U, here to help and guide every single step of the way, from first-time operators to seasoned professionals seeking recertification. Their industry-leading training programs are built for all experience levels, backed by a team with over 100 years of combined real-world expertise. Crane U delivers the knowledge, hands-on skills, and confidence you need to succeed in the field. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. It's the one call you make and you're good. Make sure you tell Nicole or Francis, the guys from the Next Round, sent you. For more information, craneu.com. That is craneu.com.
And our friends at nextround.store. Nextround.store. You get great gear like the LT hat he's wearing today, wonderful T-shirts like that one right there, and others that you can see on site. Nextround.store. Nextround.store. Go and get ready for the rest of summer and into fall. Father's Day coming up, by the way, as well. Nextround.store.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Point spreads in just a second. For games coming up, including the Iron Bowl, Brownie tells me. It's part of our countdown to kickoff, brought to you by our friends at Innisfree Countdown to Kickoff. We're at 86 days. 86 days. Your game day tradition is Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and in Lakeview. Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere and a lot of fun at Innisfree Countdown to Kickoff. 86 days off of football. Quickly, the cancellation yesterday of the game in Brazil between NC State and Virginia that will now be played in Charlottesville. I saw Trey Wallace bring this up first from Outkick. And then I did a little research and did find 3 or 4 fans complaining about this. I mean, we're 86 days away from that game. What would you have already bought in time if you were going to go to the game? If you were an NC State parent and or fan that were actually going to go to the game in Brazil, what would you have already bought?
Plane tickets.
Plane tickets, at least.
Passports, hotels.
But sometimes non-refundable plane
Right.
tickets.
That's right.
Of which these fans that I saw were complaining about.
Well, they'll always look. And I'm not one to back up the airline companies because most of these airlines don't care about customer service anymore. But normally, I would think almost 100% of the time, you can at least have that credit towards another flight.
Which a player's parent is going to have to travel some this season. So hopefully, well, to Lance's point, they can get credit for that and get it back.
Unless you were going Brazilian Airlines or something.
That's true. That's a great point. Yeah, they're not exactly flying to the ACC stops, are they?
I just when we cancel these things like this, sometimes hats off to Trey's the first place I saw it. I was like, dang, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
86 days out, I would have already bought my ticket if my son was playing for either one of those schools to go to that game, and because the sooner you buy it, usually the better price you get on it. So craziness there.
They do have to reapply for the week 0 status. I did read that. So that game, I don't think, is guaranteed to be week 0 right now.
Yeah. But if ESPN wants it to be there,
probably
it'll be there.
will. Yeah.
So that was the other football. One more before Brown gives these point spreads. There's one school that has a pretty good football. They're not a Power 4, but a pretty good football reputation. Brown knows the answer to this already, but they made the announcement yesterday morning. Their AD did on 92.7 ESPN radio in Memphis. Oh, I gave it away.
Let me guess.
Yeah, Memphis.
Trolls off.
Memphis announced yesterday morning on 92.7 radio in Memphis. Boy, I can't even do a riddle anymore. That they are giving more of the rev share money to basketball than they are football. Of the rev share money, they're giving $9 million to basketball, $7 million to Charles Huff in football. That's a pretty big football program that they're giving more to basketball than they are to football.
Not even close, though, with what it was in basketball, though. So I'm not surprised. Kentucky, if they gave more money to basketball than football, would that be surprising?
Yes, in the SEC.
That would still
the SEC. Of the rev share money. That's not the NIL you still raise and all the collectives and all that.
But Mark Pope's one thing, but if you want to bring in, let's just say Billy Donovan after this season, I think that changes.
Yeah,
because if I'm Billy Donovan, hey, look, I got to get more than football. This is a basketball school.
Charles Huff can't catch a break, man. I mean, he had to leave Marshall because their NIL was a mess, right? Wasn't that the reason? And he takes what many thought was a lateral position at Southern Miss, does well there, cashes in on a better job than he had at either one of those places, better than Marshall, better than Southern Miss at Memphis. And then, oh, by the way, we're going to be the only school in America, a major school in America, that's going to give more to basketball than football.
But Huff's $7 million in rev share is still second in that league behind USF, who apparently sets up their football program pretty good.
Yeah. Don't be surprised, though, if Huff has any sort of success if he's going from there as quick as he can be. I would be.
Yeah. I mean, he seems like,
I mean, he's not afraid to move jobs. We have seen that.
So far, it looks like he's a renter, not a buyer.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, it's been Huntington, Hattiesburg, and now Memphis, and more times than it takes to put it on at Zillow and sell it. All right, let's do some point spreads brought to you by our friends at Hemphill Services. Tell us about the hot and cold running folks at Hemphill.
Yeah, hey, look, if the HVAC unit is not ready to keep up with this changing weather as it gets hotter and hotter here in Alabama, you need to make the phone call to the people that Alabama has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling issue. That is our friends at Hemphill Services. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there, 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. For more information, you can always go online, hemphillservices.com.
All right, so these are from DraftKings. These are fresh today from DraftKings.
Hot off the press.
Hot off the presses. I've got some Alabama and Auburn specific and then some other national and SEC games.
Should we just cut to the chase and do the Iron Bowl first?
Sure. You want me to do the Iron Bowl?
Yeah.
Alabama is hosting Auburn in the Iron Bowl in Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Weird number. I'm going to go Alabama 12.5.
Why is that weird?
It's just that kind of in between. It's going to be double digits, but it's not quite 2 touchdowns. You just don't see a lot of 12.5, but I'm going 12.5.
Is that a betting term that if it was 13, I would take one side?
What's Furman call that? A key number.
I do think when you look at it and you're like, damn, they're getting 2 touchdowns. Now you're technically getting 2 touchdowns at 12.5, but it's almost like pricing something at 99.95.
Okay.
But I think 12.5 is going to be the number.
And we'll ask Furman about some of these tomorrow. DraftKings has Alabama favored by 10 in a Tuscaloosa Iron Bowl, a place Alabama has not lost in since what?
I mean, Kalen DeBoer can't even be a massive double-digit favorite at home against Auburn.
I mean, that's a small number. I mean, based on the history of that rivalry over the last 20 years in Bryant-Denny.
Not only has Auburn not won in Bryant-Denny since the comeback, they have not been close. I mean, those have been blowouts.
But I guess what Vegas is figuring in is Auburn is going to be improved. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Yeah.
And by the end of the season, Alex Golich is one of these guys that is going to keep grinding, and they should get better each and every week.
In our old stake bet days, I would have quickly thrown Alabama minus 10 out really quick. I would take that one. I'd be like, yes, give me Alabama minus 10
Would you like
right
your
now.
spot there?
Yeah.
If Jim had Bama minus 10?
I don't know. I mean, I could.
Oh, June 4th, you don't have any idea on this?
I probably would lay 10-2 right now, but I don't feel great about it.
As you throw stuff against the wall, though, again, Alabama could be a 7-5 team, and Auburn could be the better team by the time we get there when you make these early
then
bets.
DeBoer's
like
got a
that.
problem.
Yeah, it's a big problem.
But
all those people texting me, we're going to be right.
Yeah, but then also we get a lot of, like, at the Elite 11, I think Byron Brown was out there, as a what's it called, an assistant, a guy helping run the Elite 11 camp, and I'm seeing videos of him bouncing passes in the ground to high school recruits or whatever, and I'm like, oh, that guy seems to have fallen off.
Did you see Devontae Adams at his camp?
No.
Rams receiver. He offered a kid, hey, if this kid can beat me one-on-one, I'll give him my watch. And it was a $60,000 Rolex, and the kid beat him.
No, he didn't.
He did. Now, a lot of people believe he let him beat him. It was a pretty good dig route, though. Like, I don't know if we can play the footage or not because I saw it on social media. But it's pretty amazing.
Later,
he actually pulls off the watch and gives it to the kid.
That's cool.
$60,000 Rolex.
See if we can find it before trash.
All right.
Of course, we'll do that before trash.
Alabama and Auburn, then, since we started with the Iron Bowl. Some of these are not real interesting. Alabama's a 25.5-point favorite over East Carolina to open the season. You already have seen Auburn's point spread over Baylor to open the season. Alabama, Florida State. First time we've seen an official point spread on this one. This from DraftKings. You've guessed at it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be kind of in that realm. I'll go back 12.5 because I think it's got to be a little bit more than your in-state rival. And I think most people probably evaluate Auburn a little bit better going into the season as Florida State. So, yeah, I'll go 12.5.
Now, I thought you told us this one last time, but you did never remember this. I'm going to say 13.5 is what I heard.
You doubt me on this one thing. Yeah. You doubt me more on this than anything you doubt me on.
I just feel like we've done some of these.
Yeah,
before,
we have not.
I don't feel like I've heard this.
Okay, thank you, Lance.
13.5 in my head is what I've dreamed.
15.5 is the number. Auburn plays Florida. This is a key SEC matchup for first-year coaches Alex Golich and John Summerall.
That's
the game is a
right?
night game at Jordan-Hare, Auburn, Florida.
Auburn 2.5.
I think that's right.
Auburn, Florida, a pick right now at DraftKings.
Wow.
What a fun game. Again, keep in mind that's head-to-head with LSU Ole Miss.
Now, you would admit some of these are live lines, right?
They'll change.
Even if they've been out before, they move.
Yeah, I would think, though, that's one of those that I don't know how you guys feel. I feel like kind of first-year coaches, kind of even going into this, and just home field advantage at night, I would inflate that a little bit more. I'd be really surprised if that thing goes off at a pick.
Yeah. Alabama at Tennessee. Crimson Tide in Neyland Stadium. You have said what you think this will be, but we have not seen an official line till now.
So Alabama has, if I'm correct here, lost back-to-back games in Neyland, right?
You are correct here.
I will say that Alabama is still going to be favored here, and I will say Alabama 3.5.
I would stick with that 2.5 number.
Very skinny 1.5 at DraftKings.
Well, that's a tricky game.
Auburn is at Georgia. Georgia, a big favorite there, 16.5. Yeah, Auburn has not won at Georgia in some people's lifetimes, and those are teenagers. Alabama takes on Texas A&M at home, Bryant-Denny Stadium. And the way I said Bryant-Denny Stadium probably tells you this line might be skinnier than some would think.
I think this number should be – back in the Saban days, this would have been 13.5.
Oh, gosh, yes.
I think it's 6.5.
Oh, skinnier than that. Texas A&M coming off a playoff run.
Still Alabama.
Well, what do you think?
3.5.
2.5. That's a super skinny number, isn't it? Alabama at LSU. It has not been announced, but
I would say LSU is favored.
I would this as a night game a lot.
LSU 1.5.
4. LSU a big favorite. These are some inflated lines at DraftKings.
Well, it tells me that Vegas is not really respecting Kalen DeBoer this year in Alabama.
That's all your Alabama and Auburn was just some quick national ones. I only point this out because it's the first big noon kick. Indiana, a 40.5-point favorite over North Texas. God bless Gus and Klatt for having to do that one. You remember last week, perhaps, the Arkansas AD, Hunter Yurachek, did not like his kick time for Arkansas Utah. You know what he's going to like less? The point spread for Arkansas Utah.
I would say that Utah's 10.5.
You nailed it right on. And ultimately, I think we're getting to why Hunter Yurachek's so upset. They're 10.5. I do not have an Arkansas-Georgia point spread that next Saturday in Fayetteville, but it's probably 10.5. Yeah. He's double-digit favorites back-to-back games. So that's probably the source of much of his consternation there.
Double-digit underdogs, right?
Yeah, double-digit. Yeah,
wow.
10.5 at Utah.
So they're 10.5 at Utah dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But hey, Utah minus a half and a 3-team tease sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, all I got to get basically Utah's just got to win the game. Yeah, that's it. Texas A&M at LSU. LSU's favored 3 in this game. So Texas A&M on the road at LSU, a 3-point dog.
Okay, so A&M is getting 3 in Tiger Stadium, but Alabama's getting 4.
That is correct. But Alabama is favored 2.5 over A&M at Bryant-Denny.
So Vegas believes on paper A&M's a better team.
They do?
Now. Again, I don't believe these numbers are going to hold at all.
Yeah.
Marcel Reed believes that as well.
Did he say it?
Marcel Reed told his he was at a kids camp, youth camp that he was doing, and he said, quote, I don't lose to LSU, end quote.
A&M was really good last year, but that tells me that Vegas thinks on paper when they're doing their power rankings that A&M is a better team than Alabama coming into the season.
Texas at Tennessee. I'm going to come back to Tennessee in a minute. Scott will show you their schedule.
Texas is going to be a 3.5-point favorite, 2.5.
7 full touchdown.
So now they're saying that Texas is a more than a touchdown over Bama?
I'll give you right here. Texas at Texas A&M. Since we're on Texas and talking about A&M, Texas at Texas A&M.
It should be a pick, but they're probably going to, based on that, Texas 2.5.
2.5. So they really like Texas. Oklahoma at Georgia. Georgia's a 10-point favorite. Miami at Clemson. Miami a 7-point favorite at Clemson. Clemson's got some kind of skinny numbers. They're only like a 1.5 favorite at Florida State.
Wow.
Clemson does. USC at Penn State. This could be a massive game for USC when you look at where that falls on their schedule.
Yeah, Penn State's going to be favored. I think Penn State's probably 2.5. I think USC is going to be the better team this year.
Small number for Penn State at home with a proven quarterback in Rocco Beck. But I would agree with you, 2.5.
Right now, DraftKings has USC favored 1.5 coming across country. When you look, we did this the other day. That looks like maybe a big noon kick when you look at the schedule that day. So that's going to be an early body clock game for USC coming cross country to play Penn State.
What is the date on that?
1.5. I'll have to go back.
Don't worry about it.
That doesn't work well for NFL teams when they play the 12
west to east and play the early. Is that a trend?
Eastern, 12 Central.
So when NFL teams go west to east and play the early kick, is that a pretty good trend on?
Well, it depends. I mean, the Seahawks have been great in that spot.
Oh, okay.
It just depends on who it is.
So
I think the Raiders traditionally were good and maybe bad now. I have to look that back up.
Indiana at Michigan. Indiana's favored 6.5 in that game at Michigan. If you're trying to find a game Indiana is going to lose, we had already given you the Indiana-Ohio State point spread, where this, I'll say this, DraftKings has it as a pick. FanDuel was a little bit higher there on Ohio State being favored, or actually on Indiana being favored. They've got it as a pick, though, so I think it's closer. Ohio State at USC, big game for USC as well. Ohio State a 7.5-point favorite out in LA.
Give me as
USC.
Much SC as I can get right now. Seriously,
catching 7.5.
Yes. Yeah, I can see it. I think that's going to be one of those. That's going to be a defining game for Lincoln Riley.
So if I asked you, if I gave you 7.5 in any Big Ten game this year for USC, you would take that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, home or away. You'd take 7.5 in any Big Ten game.
I would, yep. Indiana, Oregon.
Even if it was Ohio State in the championship game?
Yep. I really would.
I mean,
now, USC is going to be relying on, they're going to have 3 true freshmen starters.
Yeah. How many of those are receivers?
Tight end.
Yeah.
Oregon at Ohio State. It's a massive, Big Ten championship implication game. Probably not.
The last time we saw Oregon in Columbus, they upset Ohio State as double-digit dogs. They're not going to be double-digit dogs, but I think Ohio State, we're living in a new world if it's less than 6.5.
See, this is where expanded playoffs, even at 12 teams, you were like, Oregon at Ohio State and maybe some championship game implications.
Championship implications. I stopped short of saying probably not a ton of college playoff implications because it is a more difficult Ohio State schedule than in the years past.
Well, you're not seeing the inflated numbers you used to see, so I'm going to say this is back down to 6.5.
It is 6. And then finally, Texas at LSU. Texas favored 3 at LSU. I wanted to circle.
They like LSU a lot.
They do, don't they?
They love Texas.
LSU's part of what I want to show. I want to circle back to Tennessee just real quick before we move on from this. Scott's going to show you the Tennessee schedule. Tennessee, their home schedule
in white
includes Texas, Auburn, Alabama, Kentucky, and LSU. I will point out to you these DraftKings point spreads have them a home underdog in 3 of those games. Bama -1.5, Texas -7, and LSU -1. So they're catching a 1.5 to Bama and LSU and full touchdown to Texas in those home games. So that's just your home games. You're a dog in 3 of those, and you've still got to go to Texas A&M. You still got to go to Georgia Tech, which might be tricky. Arkansas beat you the last time you were up there, so you got to go back to Arkansas. And you've still got to play Auburn at home, Kentucky at home. I mean,
what does 7-5 do for Heupel?
That's kind of what I was getting at there, Lance. When you start looking at
what did it do for Phil Fulmer?
Probably got him fired.
They started running him out.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I asked you to give me a North Carolina schedule yesterday, Forrester. Can you pull that up? Because Bill Belichick's going into a year. I don't know if you've paid attention to North Carolina's schedule. Their win total's 5.5, I think.
North Carolina's is?
Yeah.
I had some point spreads on it. I just didn't pull them up here. I can give you some of those.
You find me 5 wins on this schedule.
All right.
TCU in the opener.
They are a 6.5-point underdog on the road in Ireland in that one.
Then they get ETSU, Eastern Tennessee, no problem. Then they've got Clemson. Then they've got Notre Dame. They've got Pitt. They've got Duke. They've got Syracuse, Miami, UConn, Louisville, Virginia, and NC State. How many wins can you get out of that? Can you get Bill Belichick to a bowl game?
Oh, I don't know.
Can you get him over the 5.5?
East Tennessee, okay.
Give him one.
Syracuse could be better this year.
Some of the 50-50 games, they've got to win them, right?
Yeah, at UConn.
Well, they're a 23.5-point dog against Notre Dame, and that is in Chapel Hill, if that gives you any measurement right now of where they are.
Well, let's just do for sure losses. At Clemson, I think is for sure. Notre Dame.
I would throw Pitt in there.
I would throw Duke in there.
They're a 4.5-point dog at Duke.
I'd throw Miami in there.
I would throw Louisville at Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to
You're right. I mean, that feels like an easy... like an easy under.
I mean, we were sitting here with Bill Belichick thinking, okay, the second year is going to be different.
Well, they were 4-8 last year. I don't think they're better than 4-8 this year.
And can you imagine Bill Belichick going through another 4-8 season? How bad that looked last year?
This is going to be back to what we were talking about, moves that should have never happened. We'll look back and be like, Bill Belichick never should have gotten into the college game because all it is going to do is ultimately taint his legacy.
By the way, they're a slim underdog hosting NC State. NC State a 1.5-point favorite, so that's far from... I mean, I don't know which column you put that in, win or loss.
I would have gone loss.
And by the way, it hasn't helped North Carolina football long term either. If it's bad on Bill Belichick's legacy, it's going to set you back years for UNC football.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, you're right, though. When you start looking at that and try to find, you said 5.5 is the number, so I got to find 6 wins?
I'm pretty sure it was either 5.5 or 4.5.
I think it's 4.5.
It was 5.5. You think it's 4.5?
I think it's 4.5.
Well, even still.
Yeah.
Did you find 5 wins you felt good about?
No.
I mean, that's a tough schedule.
I don't feel good about. I'm saying I don't like they'll get there, but I don't feel good about telling you there are 3 wins on this schedule.
Yeah. So if you're expecting Uncle Bill Belichick to turn things around in Chapel Hill, the schedule says that's going to be tough to do.
Okay, how many SEC teams run that schedule?
Run that North Carolina schedule?
Yeah.
Okay, give me the SEC team. Give me the lowest SEC team you think would do well against that.
Let's go Pete Golding, year 1, Ole Miss.
Okay. Oh, Pete Golding at Ole Miss.
You mean playoff Pete? Are you talking about playoff Pete?
4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 6, 2, 7, 2, 8. I'd say worst case would be 9-3. I have him at 10-2.
I mean, at Clemson, at Pitt, at Duke back-to-back, Notre Dame, Miami's on that schedule, at Virginia.
Notre Dame, Miami are my only losses. I threw in the chance of losing one more, like a Louisville, like a Clemson.
What about Eli Drinkwitz in Missouri?
I would go
8-4, 9-3.
Well, that's what he does at Missouri. The SEC, but I think that's probably what he would do there.
Yeah.
I guess my point is, I mean, the out-of-conference is not like too demanding, but that's not a bad ACC schedule.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And you're avoiding SMU.
Yeah.
Can you believe you just said that sentence?
I know.
Yeah, that's why if we ever go to a Super League, I hope there's some, even though everybody can't play a like schedule, I hope that, like the NFL, the teams that you're judged by play identical schedules. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's weird. Maybe I'll do that Super League challenge with Brooks, and we'll put graphics out maybe next week or something. It would be fun to look at that. Would take a lot getting used to, though. All right, when we come back, Brooks Austin. He's the film guy. Brooks Austin also has no problem cutting the throat of a sitting head coach when he does a hot seat list. He doesn't put him on the hot seat. And nothing says more cutthroat about a hot seat list when you don't put a coach on the hot seat list and then you put a little graphic notation at the bottom and say, because he's already fired.
He's not even hot.
He's not even on the hot seat because he's already fired.
There is no seat.
That's what the film guy did with Mike Norvell. You see the graphic right there. Here's our top 10 hot seats. There's no Mike Norvell on there. Oh, footnote at the bottom. Already fired. That's cold-blooded from Brooks Austin. He's on the other side, brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
205-969-8100. That is the number. If you are procrastinating, you wear the glasses, you wear the contacts, make the phone call. Find out if you are a potential candidate for LASIK. The first to perform the LASIK procedure in the state of Alabama was Dr. Mark Michelson back in 1995. I got the procedure done in 2003. Still had the 2015 vision, better than 2020. 205-969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical offices, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. from day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of the show brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. Champy'sChicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling and the crew for some great Southern food. Champy's Chicken. Mississippi Delta tamales, that fried chicken, hand-cut chicken fingers, perfect for tailgating. We're about to talk football with Brooks Austin. Alabama's full basketball schedule has been released. It includes a game here in Birmingham against Gonzaga that we knew about. The ACC challenge with the SEC. Alabama's at North Carolina. I guess that's part of the challenge there. So back there to play in Chapel Hill again. St. John's again at Madison Square Garden. So a pretty good little schedule there for Alabama basketball. Again, Auburn's going to play MTSU up in Huntsville. That was announced yesterday, too. We'll do those complete schedules a little bit later on in the show, but, man, Brooks Austin, the film guy, knows how to cut throats.
Getting coaches fired, man. Feinbaum used to do that. He's handed the baton to Brooks Austin, the film guy. What? I mean, Brooks, you did the hot seat list. That was like.
I mean, good Lord, boys, it's June. What the hell am I supposed to talk about?
Yeah.
I mean, damn.
Well, Mike Norvell's wife would like you to calm down a little bit. She's trying to plant some flowers.
She probably wants that buyout.
Yeah, that's going to be rich.
So funny enough, I get like 3 text messages from Florida State guys that fell for it like everybody else did. It's like, oh, Ball, my boss isn't on the list. And I'm like, look a little further. Boss might be on the list. He just down there on the bottom. Under already fired. And here's why I said that, all right? Here's why I believe this. They ain't giving that man nothing to go compete with. They just look like they're punting the football on the entire season. They're just like, all right, we'll see y'all when the buyout's a little bit less. And if you somehow go 7-5 and make it goofy that we fire you, we might keep you around. Like that just feels to me like you're throwing a guy out there on the battlefield with no weaponry at all. And you're like, hey, if you make it back to camp next year, we'll let you walk out in the wilderness with a gun potentially, but definitely not an army. Like that to me is somebody who is good, bad, or indifferent. He is already, the scene ain't even hot. There's no, it doesn't seem like there's pressure there. It's just because they haven't given him anything. It is so wild to me. And it's not even a Norvell sentiment. Like if you, the graphic looks like I'm crapping on Norvell, but if you actually watch the video that accompanied the graphic, the first thing I say is, I feel bad for this guy because obviously it wasn't a fluke. Like a fluke is winning 6 in a row, not 19. This guy won 19 college football games in a row. And then it just didn't work one year. And then the administration department's like, damn, man, we gave that guy an extension. We better not give him a roster. Let's just wait out the extension. I like I said, I'm to the point of feeling bad for Mike. But I was told if he gets to 7-5, they might save him and they might keep him. But I don't see 7 wins on this schedule. SMU at Alabama, like guys, them in Virginia again this year. Like it's going to be a coin flip. We're at the point now where Florida State, Virginia going into the season is a coin flip. Last year, I think Virginia beat them. At Louisville's going to win that football game. At Miami's going to win that football game. The Clemson game's a coin flip. I'll give you Boston College, but we finished with at Pitt, NC State, and Florida. 3 teams who the last 2 years have been consistently better than you by a wide margin. So, like, yeah, man, where is the hope down there in Tallahassee, Florida?
Yeah.
I agree with you. He's on the green mile. He is dead man walking.
Bro, you guys make it sound like he's under a hot seat. They didn't give him a seat.
Yeah, he's got no chair. Just stand over there.
No, they gave him nothing. They at least Shane Beamer has the most talented roster they've ever had in South Carolina football history.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, at least they gave him something to go fight. And his back's against the wall. And he probably going to die too. But, like, at least they gave him something.
We'll get to Beamer. I think the most interesting guy on your list is number 10, and I love this because I think I know where your head on Steve Sarkisian is. I'm sure Texas fans have probably been blowing you up on this. But if Sark, with Arch Manning coming back, misses the college football playoff again with that schedule, which is a possibility, I can't even imagine the heat that would be on Stark going into next year. You're saying that there's no chance he would get fired, but depending on how this year plays out, he could be on a major hot seat, right?
Guys, I can't rack my brain recently for a roster on paper going into a season that is this good and this flawless, filled with this many great football players, right? Both tackles should be playing Sunday football. The left tackle was a top 65 pick last year. He came back because he's probably getting $1.5, maybe $2 million. The right tackle, Melvin Siani, I had a third-round grade on him coming out of Wake Forest. Like, the tape is NFL good. He's playing college football again. Brandon Baker's a 5-star out of high school. He was an NFL draft pick at tackle last year, but they got 2 of them, so he's going to play guard this year. All right, Cam Coleman, obviously everybody knows about that. Raleek Brown, they took Hollywood Smothers from Alabama. Should have been an Alabama Crimson Tide football player, but they're like, we got FU budget here. Now you're a Texas Longhorn because we're going to give you $1.2 million by signing autographs. I don't know about you guys, but it's 2026. I don't know how you get money for signing autographs. When's the last time you asked somebody for an autograph? When's the last time you paid somebody for an autograph? Anyways, they got a perfect roster. And I just talked about the offense. I didn't talk about them taking Rasheem Briles. They took a kid out of Rutgers who was so far and away the best corner in the transfer portal and was so far and away going to Texas that nobody talked about him. He's a shutdown Big Ten corner and is playing in the SEC this year and is going to eliminate one side of the field. That doesn't even go on to mention the fact that they went out and paid Will Muschamp to get up off the bench from retirement to come be a defensive coordinator again. And that probably cost them, I don't know, maybe $3 million as well. So, like, there is so much investment into this roster and to this team and to this window. You mentioned it with Arch Manning, right? It is finite. We only have so much time left right now with this football player. And I am at the point now, and I don't know if Texas fans feel this way, but I do. I'm at the point now where, buddy, if you go 9-3 with that, what does it require for you to win? Do I got to give you the damn Dallas Cowboys? Like, what do you need if you're going 9-3 with that? God forbid you go 8-4 with that. I got a Texas fan say 8-4 wouldn't be fireable. Bull crap. If that is a fully healthy roster and they pull 8-4, then he's not going to win at the rate required to be at that place. I don't believe that. And people will say, but hey, this is our best coach in, I don't know, 40 years. Mac Brown was good, but this guy's at least stable. And I'm like, guys, we're in a different era of football. I hope his butt is stable. Look how good his daggum roster is relative to everybody else.
Are they really saying that he's better than Mac Brown?
It's a big one.
What?
Are Texas fans really?
The Texas fans love this guy. You talked about it. They're coming at me. They are. Texas fans are like, why do you hate Texas? I'm like, I don't hate Texas. I think they're so damn good that if they don't win, I'm looking at their coach funny. That's where I'm at with them. But they are. They love this guy. They think he's brought stability, and he has. That he's brought stability to a program that hadn't had it since, I don't know, the early aughts, like the 10s, the early 10s. Because they did. They had 2 really, really bad coaching hires back to back, and that'll cook you. That'll cook you for about a decade, and that's exactly what happened.
Brooks Austin is with us, the film guy. You can see him on YouTube, the Film Guy Network on YouTube. You follow him on social media at Brooks Austin BA, at Brooks Austin BA. The film guy, you guys love when we have him on. Normally breaking down film. We're talking Coach's Hot Seat right now. He's with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. I'm going to ask you to do something different here, okay? If you can eliminate everything you saw from Miami and the college football playoff in your mind, okay? If you can just, Dunaway does this a lot, like the old Men in Black.
age.
So season ends with Notre Dame getting in the playoffs.
Season ends with Notre Dame and Miami.
Miami's out of the playoff with a road loss to SMU. And who was the other clunker they had?
Who was their other loss? They lost at SMU. They beat Notre Dame.
Louisville.
They got their five picks from Carson Beck.
Yeah, Friday night at Louisville.
Yeah.
And they go to some random.
Louisville and SMU 10-2.
Random
we
bowl
beat
game.
Notre Dame at home to start the season.
Yep.
And where is Mario Cristobal? Is that what you're asking?
Is he on this list, do you think?
Ooh.
Because if he is, if we've said we think he would
probably.
be.
If they spent it again, like if they did what they did this offseason the same way, you know what I mean? With a 10-2 schedule, if they gave God knows the all of King Titus's gold to Duke to keep their mouth shut about tampering for Darian Mensah, and then did all of the Damon Wilson stuff, who should be in the NFL, by the way, and then Mark Fletcher, who should be in the NFL, by the way, and then we went out and paid, I think $2.8 million for the first 2 years of Jackson Cantwell. We got about a $45 million roster. Yeah, he would, because I think pressure creates heat. I'm not a scientist, but I think that is correct, right? Where like if we give you a lot of resources and we demand you win a lot of football games, that's a lot of pressure, and eventually pressure creates some type of temperature rise. And yeah, I would imagine if Mario hadn't gone to a national title last year, in the fashion that he did, by the way, it's not just that they went on and won games, guys. It's that they won fourth quarter, one possession score games where everything was tight down the stretch and he didn't, wet down his leg, which is what the narrative was of him prior to that. Right, we played a tight football game against A&M because of the win on the road. We win it. We play a tight football game in the Cotton Bowl against Ohio State, and we win it. We play a tight football game against Ole Miss, and we win it. We play a tight football game against Indiana, and had Carson Beck not threw a Subway footlong over the middle of the field, we were in that one too.
Listen, as a lifelong Alabama guy, I grew up poor between the hills of old Shunnarah, craving to be able to go to Alabama football games. So that's
Look
why I
at
went,
you now, Dunaway.
That's why I went into this business, was to go to Alabama football games. And to say post Saban, I'm thirsty for any positive news I can get from anybody that's not telling me the walls are falling in, that we don't have money, that we can't compete in this day and age, this and that. I see Brooke Austin's top 5 quarterback rooms for the next 4 years, and Alabama's helmet's on the list. I'm thirsty for this kind of content. Tell me what you see.
Oh, so I think we've been on enough with you guys to know that, like, I am a DeBoer and Ryan Grubb quarterback sycophant. Like, anything that they do at this position, like, you get a green light from me. It's complete, like, no doubt. I believe in what your process is. I think you got a dude, no matter what dude you select. I feel this way about, like, Kirby Smart and defensive backs. If Kirby Smart takes a defensive back, just go ahead and write in your notes, he knows something. Even if you think the guy might not be what everyone else is or what they think he is, just go ahead and write it down. That guy's finna be a freak. I feel this way about them at the quarterback position. And I went back and wrote it down before the show because I knew you guys were going to ask me about it. In 2019, it's his last year with Penix as an offensive coordinator in Indiana. Penix showed all the signs at Indiana before he got hurt of what it was about to be at Washington, right? Then we get the head coaching job at Fresno State. Year one, we're all right at Fresno State. And then year two, Jake Haener, 4,000 yards. I think he throws 33 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. It's rods everywhere. It's a quarterback playing the position the right way, making excellent decisions. And then what really piqued my interest was watching the Penix tape, getting ready for him, right? Like evaluating him as a football player. And I'm watching this dude play the position in college at an exceptionally high rate, all right? And one play in particular reminds me of what I'm talking about and conveys what I'm talking about. They got a deep over running from left to right, okay? Michael Penix, it's covered as can be. The linebacker turns and runs up underneath it. If we throw this football, it's going to be a pick, right? Because the safety's squeezing in on it too. Michael Penix just dirts the football right behind the feet of the intended target and the linebacker whose back is turned to him. And it's what I would call a selective throwaway. Right, because none of these Washington guys, none of these Fresno State guys, none of your guys at Alabama right now, they're not 74% completion percentage guys. They throw for 4,000 yards at 67%. You know why? Because they are driving the ball down the field. They're making big boy throws. They are chunk plays left and right from the pocket, okay? And then there's this like blip on the radar. It's the Jalen Milroe year, right? Because with our 2 years at Washington, first year we're 11-2. Michael Penix throws for damn near 4,200 yards. The second year we throw for almost 5,000 yards. We have 555 passing attempts in our final season at Washington. Any guesses on how many times Jalen Milroe threw the football in year one? I looked it up today. 319 attempts. The SOB ran it 205 times. A complete antithesis for what they want to do at the quarterback, right? And then we get right back to it with Ty Simpson, who for my money, and I said it all year last year, and I felt like I was vindicated during the NFL draft process when he gets drafted like he did. That was the most NFL-ready and professional playing quarterback in college football last year by a mile, bar none. I mean, that guy was playing the position. He wasn't just making great throws. He was playing the position. And if you know what it looks like, you know what I'm talking about. And I thought Orlovsky took bullets left and right trying to convey this during the NFL draft process, right? And then look at their future. What is their future? It's nothing but repetitive, skill sets and repetitive identifications of this in the scouting processes. Austin Mack is this. He is a deliverer of the football from the pocket. Yes, Keelan Russell is a great athlete, but go watch the Duncanville tape. It's 14 minutes of absolute dots from the pocket. He can play it. He can play it from within the box, and he can run a little bit. Jet Tamala is this. I've watched the Taden Kawa kids highlights like 4 times over the last 5 days because it's just the same thing. It's 12 minutes of just dots from the pocket. Seaborn is this. Now, the blip on the radar again is the Elijah Haven thing, but because he is so raw, he's got such a long way to go before we are just 150% mechanically clean from the pocket like every other one of his guys is. I'm a DeBoer quarterback believer. Ask me about the other stuff, I might have some skepticisms.
Also, your top 5 quarterback rooms, you've got Ole Miss, which is very interesting because we know Trinidad is back for this year, but you've also got Pete Golding really getting his first crack at head coach. Charlie Weiss Jr. on to LSU. I guess a lot of this is John David Baker. Is this the belief in him, or what are you seeing personnel-wise?
So Joe Judge got a very unique title this offseason. It's the first time I'd seen it. Head coach of the offense. Have you seen this? He was named the head coach of the offense, not the offensive coordinator. You're right. They hired John David Baker, the offensive coordinator from Eastern Carolina, who had spent time at Ole Miss under Lane Kiffin as the tight ends coach. Baker's a big wide choice guy. I don't believe Joe Judge to be that. I also think they're going to change a little bit offensively. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, maybe not the year after that. But by the time Keegan Croucher gets there, I think they're going to look a little different because he is a little different than what they've got. But I love what they have. I think Trinidad Chambliss is the best returning quarterback in college football. I love C.J. Carr, but I'm a real Trinidad Chambliss believer from a college football perspective. He is elite. And then after that, like, Deuce Knight showed me enough on the high school recruiting cycle and the, 45 snaps against Mercer and a crappy Hugh Freeze offense, showed me enough to believe in what the futures of that are going to be. And then I already told you, I think Keegan Croucher, if we refine that skill set properly, Keegan Croucher might be, Justin Herbert? He looks like that to me. He looks like a big, long, athletic, make every throw, rip the seams off the football type of football player.
You can see more of what you just got at the Film Guy Network. The Film Guy Network, that's where Brooks' show resides on YouTube. He sends out a lot of social media as well at Brooks Alston BA. He is with us frequently because you guys love him. So go support his product. The same place you get our stuff, you get his, and do the same thing for him you do for us. Subscribe, set your alerts, give him a thumbs up, all those things we ask you to do for us too, because he's a part of the family. Brooks, thank you very much for the time. That was some fantastic stuff there.
By the way, boys, you guys are doing numbers right now. I'm looking at this on YouTube. These are really good off-season numbers. They're better than mine last night, and that pisses me off. So I'm going to go get to work. We'll see y'all.
Bye. Yeah. We beat Brooks?
Well, you helped us, Brooks.
We beat Brooks last night.
Yeah.
The concurrence. We'll see about total views at the end of this.
That's a dub. We'll you're on the hot seat. You're all of a sudden on the hot seat if you're losing to us.
Yeah. Hey, y'all be good.
It's your management. They're not giving you enough weaponry.
Hey, hold on. Before y'all go, Are y'all going to give me the side-eyed SEC Media Days this year, or are we actually going to get to sit down with you boys?
No, you pick today.
Here's what'll happen. He'll give you that early morning, very first window. So that he can get his feet wet. You'll be the locked-in safe play early. So he can get his feet wet and get on the ground.
Let me tell you what I do.
We'll see you at 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern on a Monday morning.
No.
Why is Brooks doing push-ups over in the corner? I'm like, his Pate's on next with the next one.
Yeah. Or by the way, if you could record with us on Monday morning at 8 o'clock, just so we can have that
we'll
one.
hold it.
Yeah, we'll use it
hold
the best
it
time
just in
possible.
case.
No. I'm going to do for you what I do for Sankey. So every year at the media days, I get with Catherine, who is scheduling for Greg Sankey, and I'm like, put us at the end after he's done everybody else, so he's got a bigger window and can spend more time with us. I'm going to do the same for you. I'm going to come to you and I'm going to say, Brooks, you look at your schedule. Where can you spend the most time with us? That's where you'll be. Okay?
Yeah. The problem is I'm so unimportant that I get that from everybody else. So it was like, hey, we'll fit you in when we can get you. And then I just end up walking circles.
I like the Dunaway idea because we got it in the can. And then if they roll out some good food and we want to eat, we'd be like, hey, let's throw it to Brooks.
I'm flexible, boys. We'll see y'all. It's good talking to you.
Thanks, buddy. We'll see you. Brooks also with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
Do you guys agree, though, if Sark does go 9-3, 8-4, misses the playoffs?
It's going to be a ton of heat with the money they have spent. To his point, you got anything you could ask for.
I'll just keep reminding people that it's different circumstances, sorta, but James Franklin was in the semifinals of the college football playoffs. 5 games later, after losing the semifinals, he was fired.
The circumstances aren't that different.
But the expectation, I believe, is higher at Texas.
There's no doubt it is.
And technically, I think they're spending more money than they're spending at Penn State.
Oh, there is no doubt. Now, Sarkisian has won big games, which Franklin never did.
That's right. Twice to the playoffs.
Yeah. But it's not that huge a difference, no.
Yeah. But we're in a world now that if I'm giving you all the money to buy this roster, that I can fire you 5 games into a season after you've been to the semifinals of the playoffs the year before. Sark brought that up himself, by the way. So you think he's thought about this himself? I hate in the world we're in now that we can fire it. This is his quote from SEC meetings, that I saw our coach fired 5 games in after he'd been to the semifinals of the playoffs. That's in Sark's own head. He even said that himself.
Well, I think if we revisit history here, I think we all agreed that maybe it wasn't going to work out for Franklin. Probably shouldn't have been fired during the year.
Yeah.
Especially following up a semifinal appearance like that.
85% of remaining is his buyout. So that's the check they'll have to write, which if there's one school where a buyout ain't going to save your job, it's Texas.
Before we get to our 4 downs today, our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama want to remind you that for 70 years they've been taking care, more than 70 years, compassionate care here in Central Alabama, taking care of all the men and women out there. We focus a lot on the men issues when it comes to prostate health, but there are a ton of urinary tract issues and urological care for women as well. They do that at Urology Centers of Alabama as well. They've got the hormone treatments. And for the guys out there, whether it's ED, whether it's testosterone, whatever, they can take care of that. Vasectomies, they can do that for you. Everything from prostate health to kidney stones is all right there under one roof, Urology Centers of Alabama. To get all the details of what they offer or one of the great 10 locations near you, go to urologycentersalabama.com or call to make an appointment. 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com. And 4 Downs brought to you by...
Every single day, our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. You may be driving the roads of Alabama and you see a big state government, federal government, municipal roadway project. Good chance you're seeing our guys from Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction do that. And that may signal to you that they got all the money they could count and all the work they can do. You would be incorrect. Both those things might be true, but they've always got space for your job. They've got an entire division that is based entirely on things like parking pads, driveways, a parking lot for a church or a community center or a store or something like that. They may seem like small jobs to you. They are not. Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction, those are the jobs they do. So to get an estimate, any job, big or small, give them a call, 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910, or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
What battery percentage do you get to before you start to think about finding a charger?
Anything below about 75. Now,
Really?
Yeah. Mine rarely gets that low because anytime I'm in my car, I plug it in for Apple CarPlay.
I am like you. I've never understood anybody running out of gas or having a dead cell phone.
Yeah.
So anytime mine gets around 50%, it's getting juiced.
It's 18% for me. I get a red light at 20 on my phone. I also get a beep on my car at 50 miles.
This is very teenage girl for Dunaway.
50 gallons, but
makes a lot of sense.
18%, 20, and then I finish scrolling what I'm scrolling. Then I find a charger, or I go to my truck when the electricity's off, like it was the other night, and crank the truck and plug it back in. But 18%.
You know who is not worried about it at all? My 2 daughters. Do not care. I mean, they stay in the red, man. They live in the battery red.
I'm on 19 right now.
But doesn't that scare you? They're going to live in the red when it comes to fuel?
I hope not. I don't know why you would, but this phone,
88% right now for me.
Honest to goodness, Tyler, cannot tell you the last time I was in the red. It's been that long for me.
Yeah.
I do not let it get that low.
But
I mean, that helps preserve the life of your battery.
I guess.
Does it? I always heard that if you just throw it on the charger constantly, it's bad.
Yeah, Apple's going to find a way to take you over.
Yeah, you're going to have to buy a new one
Both
soon.
are
Anyway.
bad. You can't run it down constantly all the time.
So I got to be at
but you
50%.
also-
That's where I got to be.
But if you're also like constantly charging it from 90 to 100,
Which
that
I do.
last
No.
like 10% takes more energy than
so
getting
I'm-
it from
I'm-
like 20 to 75.
The oldest show I've ever had today. I called it panel dancing. What did I call it?
Panel dancing.
No, panel
slides?
Panel
Panel
slides.
slides, which in
somebody,
the chat.
Somebody in the chat said it sounded like an 80s dance, the panel slide.
The panel slide. And then I apparently fell for the fake John Rothstein's Alabama schedule.
You did.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
so-
Jim. Dang
which
it.
which I don't think should be allowed to exist on Twitter.
The handle's literally not John Ross.
Yeah. But it's the same picture. It's a blue check. It's all that stuff.
Yeah,
But
come on,
So
Jim.
that was not Alabama's basketball schedule. I rarely fall for the fake ones on the air. Forrester saves me a lot of fake AI stuff on Instagram. So I charge my battery overnight. I wake up and I don't charge it again unless I get to 18%.
Nope.
I think that's the best way to go.
Nope.
Second down.
I knew the St. John's game was not at MSG. I almost jumped in and corrected you, but we were getting to a guess, so I didn't take the time to do it.
No, I was like, God, you going to play there again?
No.
And then back at North Carolina again?
I
So it's an incorrect schedule.
Did have one of those lists that came through, 5 things that be prepared for in the future, and one of them was your cell phone will last like 2 or 3 days on a charge.
Oh, geez.
No, that's incorrect.
Yeah.
They'll never do that.
I don't think they will ever get to that point. Second down, Keith David turns 70 years old today. What actor
King
is...
David?
Keith.
King David, long gone.
What actor is severely underrated, in your opinion?
Is Keith David underrated?
In my opinion, yes.
Oh, boy, he was great in American Fiction.
I'll ask so Brown doesn't have to. Who's Keith David?
I know David Keith. David Keith's an actor too, right?
David Keith is the Tennessee fan that was in An Officer and a Gentleman.
That's right.
Keith David was in Dead Presidents. He was also the father or the stepfather in Something About Mary.
Yeah.
He was the pork and beans.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy is. Yeah, I've seen him.
I know
Okay.
who he is.
Yeah.
I just never know about his names.
Yep, he was also in The Thing and They Live.
I'll tell you who's underrated is Stephen Root.
Stephen Root is
funny
underrated.
guy too.
Yeah.
He's on Widow's Bay right now, and like he's one of those guys. In Barry, I don't know if you guys watched Barry on HBO. He was in Boardwalk Empire. He was in No Country for Old Men. He was Milton in Office Space. I mean, he's one of those guys, just a character actor that's never going to get any limelight. But man, he's really, really a solid addition to all of those films.
I have. Go ahead, Jim.
Is Sam Rockwell underrated?
No, probably
Nope.
not. I mean, he's got Academy Award, but I mean, he is a great actor.
Yeah, he's solid. I don't hear many people talk about him.
Yeah, I mean, he's not like he's never going to be a leading man where he's going to be a box office draw.
Have you seen the Billboards movie though? That's his best role.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
He was
in that.
incredible in
Gosh,
that.
he's so good.
I like him in Vice. He does a great job as George W.
He was good in The Green Mile as a bad teeth prisoner.
What's the name of the movie where he plays like the Grand Wizard? Not a Grand Wizard, but he's in the Klan. and his wife's trying to get him. I can't remember the name of the movie now, but he plays
Hearts War.
I don't know why you hate on that movie. That's a good flick. And you've never even watched it. And you're like,
I think it's actually a good movie, too.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
Neil McDonough for me. Do you know who Neil McDonough is?
Yeah, he looks like albino.
Yeah.
He's got a strange look. He is a good actor. He plays a bad guy really well. He's in right now he's in the Tulsa King.
The first place I saw him was Band of Brothers, and he played a tremendous role in Band of Brothers. And then I've seen him in a few other things, and I always like him in those.
He was in Minority Report. He's been in a ton of stuff. He was in Yellowstone.
Solid guy.
What about the Culkin kid from Secession? Is he underrated?
Kieran?
I mean, he won an Academy Award too, but I mean, he's very, very good. I mean, he's probably still not. Well, I guess he is the biggest name in his family
the
now.
Underrated Culkin at this point.
Oh yeah? There's a third one? I didn't know there was a third one.
I think there's a fourth too
Oh,
that
Lord.
doesn't act. But there's Culkins everywhere. They're popping up like Skarsgårds.
Third down.
Oh, by the way, underrated actor is Tom Cruise as far as being able to act.
Wow.
People will take that away because he does all these stunts and he flies planes and he does all these action movies. But Tom Cruise can act.
16 hours ago, I didn't know what Skarsgårds were. And now my 7-year-old niece, grandniece maybe now, my niece's daughter, turned 7 yesterday, and she had a Skarsgård, if I'm thinking this the same thing, themed birthday party. Is it a cartoon character? No. Okay.
It's Stellan.
It's this Skarsgård cartoon.
It's Alexander.
character.
It's Bill, who I was on a plane with going to London a couple of weeks ago. Hey, and by the way, you told me you didn't like Dead Man's Wire. I thought it was really, really good.
When he
Tyler.
said a Skarsgård themed birthday party, I was like, how could you have a Skarsgård theme?
That's not what it was.
There's Bill down to the right.
These were pink shrimp looking things.
Pink shrimp.
You are on a roll today.
Pink shrimp cartoon. Pink shrimp cartoon. What do we got here?
No.
Boy, I don't know, Jim.
I'll have the Hill, a classic.
A lot of times I can get in
I'll have to
Dunaway's
text
brain and connect the wires.
Yeah,
there.
you are pretty good at that.
Yeah, but this one I'm going, man.
Did you not like
I got
Dead Man's Wire? Because when
I thought it was all right.
I thought it was really, really good. I didn't realize it was based on a true story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Little Murph's birthday party. What was the theme? I swear I thought it was Skarsgård, but apparently
I was a Skarsgård themed birthday party. I was like, what in the world would that be?
for a 7-year-old, it wouldn't be
For a
fitting.
7-year-old.
I was so confused.
I was too.
Third down. Masters of the Universe comes out today. So, what was your favorite action figure growing up?
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
But
Yeah.
this is going to date me. It was literally the Kung Fu Grip. This is for Snake Eyes in the new cartoon. This was the old. They actually had the beard.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever had one of those, but the old.
No, I didn't have
school
the
G.I.
bigger.
Joe.
That was the bigger
Yeah.
one. I had the action figure, the tiny one, and I had pretty much the whole cast available. I had some of the ancillary things. My parents would not buy me the aircraft carrier. I've told this before, but I did have the jet. So we used the pool table in the basement as an aircraft carrier. That was the aircraft carrier. We keep the jet on there and all the action figures.
See, and I had all the Star Wars too, and I wish I had the Death Star. Like I had all this stuff.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And I just wish I would have kept them boxed up, never touch them. Of course, that's impossible as a kid.
Yeah.
But what does that stuff
Oh,
work
no
now?
telling.
Oh my gosh.
No telling.
It hurts me every time I think of this guy right here, Wicket the Ewok, played by Warwick Davis. In Return of the Jedi. My dad, when I was younger, gave me his old Star Wars figures that he got when the movies were coming out. He had the whole carrying case that had like all the different figures inside, and don't know where that is, along with the Millennium Falcon and an X-Wing fighter.
Yeah.
Probably worth some money.
This is where Dunaway's going to tell you he was poor and didn't have action figures. So go ahead,
But
Jim.
he made them out of sticks.
Yeah. Actually, out of old corn stalk.
I was going to say, I grew up in the peak of 90s wrestling. And,
those are huge.
We had tons of the WCW and WWE action figures. I had Lex Luger, Sting, Diamond Dallas Page. We had like the ring that my brother and I did to wrestle them in.
I never got in on them, but I was on the front end of when they started doing the WWE, and I remember friends of mine that were collecting them, and it was a frenzy. Like they would come to Birmingham to see if Toys R Us had Macho Man Savage or Jimmy Superfly Snuka or something like that.
So I remember all that. One of my brothers had all that, but back to the G.I. Joe. Also, the Marvel and the DC in the box.
Yeah.
Because I used to go to a place called Zare on Green Springs.
I remember Zare.
I remember Zare.
This is like late 70s, but, we didn't have a lot of access. We didn't have a Toys R Us, but if I would have kept those, like, what is a Batman in the box worth from 1978?
Oh, wow, 1978. So that would have been either a comics design or an Adam West design. And
I think it was comics. I think it was the whole comic collection. Because it was when the Justice League, Super Friends, that cartoon was big.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be worth a pretty penny.
4th down.
Scary Movie 6 comes out today. The original Scary Movie parodied Scream, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. So, what movies do you think would be funny to parody if you were to make your own parody movie?
Ooh. That'd be a tough one. I'd say Star Wars, but Spaceballs probably did the perfection, so you wouldn't want to try that again, would you?
You're not beating Spaceballs.
It's too late to do now. I wonder, has there been an Indiana Jones parody of any sort? It's probably too late to do it now.
Not one I can think of off the top of
Well, I
my
mean,
head.
there kind of was in DTF St. Louis.
Oh, was there? I didn't.
Well, I know. I mean, they had him as like Indiana Jones showing his meat.
Yeah. So that was not the parody I had in mind there.
That probably already exists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a tough question there, Tyler.
I mean, how about a parody on all of these superhero movies?
Well, that's what The Boys was supposed to be on Amazon Prime, and then they kind of, lived long enough to see themselves become the villain.
In high school,
have they done Harry Potter parodies?
Oh,
yet?
that would be a good one.
I don't think they have, but that would be a good one.
Yeah. Good
They did
answer there.
a parody of it on SNL one time when Daniel Radcliffe hosted it, and it was pretty good. So that's a good idea.
Please don't turn that into a movie. The SNL movies are awful.
See, back in my days, I hate to bring this up, but they would take mainstream things, and before pornography was available on the internet for free, they would take mainstream things and turn them into photo shoots in Hustler or movies.
But like Saving Private Ryan is what?
Saving Ryan's Private.
Yeah.
Or
Exactly.
Shaving
Shaving Ryan's Private. Yeah.
It was.
That probably still exists.
Does that make your balls tingle?
Yeah, a little bit.
So they would do sadly Harry Potter that way.
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, but Easy Boys.
Yeah.
Easy Boys.
Yeah. By the way, I've got the answer. It's very embarrassing.
What? What's the name of the thing? Again, this is not pornography. This is a 7-year-old birthday party here. Not Skarsgård.
Apparently, along the way,
Skarsgård birthday party.
Apparently, along the way, young Murphy had oxalotl. It's an endangered fully aquatic salamander, and she became fascinated when reading about them.
Okay.
And she wanted a themed party for her 7th birthday about it. She's a smart young girl. And
you thought that was Skarsgård?
Yeah.
So this is like somebody talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, and you're like, chess.
Yeah, exactly. Chiefs.
What's your favorite number? Purple.
Yeah. Oxalotls. And
they're cool animals.
I am so confused.
I am too, Lance. I mean, normally I can translate this for the audience.
And her mom, Emily, had created balloons that looked like that.
Like that?
They were pink.
That was a lot of work.
Boy, pink shrimp though. I mean, that's not a bad.
That's not a bad description.
Yeah.
Is it
It's just
3
not Bill
arms?
Skarsgård.
Well, I told her it did not look like shrimp from where I was standing. It looked like you're ready to teach young Murphy about the birds and the bees.
Something's got to find the egg.
Yeah. I told you guys I swam over the dead chipmunk. I had a dead skink in the pool the other day. Those things are nasty.
Somebody's trying to send you a message.
No, I think all this water is just washing different creatures into the pool.
You're gonna wake up with a skink in your bed.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's like the Godfather. Ah!
That is 4 Downs today, brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. Also today, by our friends at Odie's, LT.
Odie's Tavern. I was really, really close to Odie's last night. I had dinner with our friend Will Haver, though, and he was saying trivia is moving along without me and Brown just fine, which we knew it would. They've still got the live music every Friday and Saturday night. It's a great place to watch your Super Regionals, Game 2 of the NBA Finals, Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals, and enjoy incredible food from Rodney Davis. Been doing it for 4 decades now. The wings, the burgers, the sandwiches, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Get in, see Will Avery and that great staff. 2 locations, Crestline and Homewood. Birmingham Institution is Odie's Tavern.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
All right, so I got the answer to what I thought was the party.
Right.
Wrote back, Maggie says, why do you even ask? And I wrote back, I said, a question in 4 Down said something about Skarsgård. And I said that I think my niece threw a birthday party with that theme, which wasn't true. And she went, LOL, are you doing the New York Times crossword puzzle right now?
You know me.
Of which I wrote back, no, 4 Downs is a segment on our show for 17 years. To which I've gotten
selective listening.
Which I've gotten no reply back
That's right.
from, and probably will get none until I get home today.
New York Times.
Do you think she could find this office if you asked her?
Yeah, she could. 17 years. 4 Downs. She thinks I'm doing the New York Times crossword puzzle.
Yeah, that's
First of all,
the takeaway.
In the middle of the show.
Yeah, that's the other side of this. That means she has no idea that the show's going on right now.
The craziest is that she thinks I'm doing the New York Times crossword
I
puzzle.
agree. Of all the things you said there, that was the one that jumped out the most.
I mean, you can forget time sometimes. Like, oh, it's not after 12 already. Are you home already, sitting by the pool doing crossword? I don't do crossword.
Now, do they actually put it in the paper, or is this something you got to find online now?
you probably just do it on an app now.
We do have a app where we do New York Times puzzles, and there are short puzzles in that. There's word games, things
that's
like
good
that.
for your mind.
Yeah, I
It's
used to
really
do
fun
Wordle
stuff.
every day. I enjoyed Wordle. I don't know why I quit. But.
No, these are really fun things. Like it's a beehive-looking group of letters. How many
I've
words
seen
you can come
that,
up with those letters?
When I saw Nate Bargatze last Friday night, one of the opening comedians who was very good was talking about how when he grew up he had to deliver newspapers. He goes, for all you kids, we used to bring 30 pages of yesterday's internet right to people's door.
That's right.
That was the best way to describe it.
And liked it a lot better.
We used to bring 30 pages of yesterday's internet right to your front door.
I would go back in a second.
My favorite one is 16 words or things, and you have to figure out what 4 of them are all alike, 4 different categories.
Right.
And that gets very interesting. That's my favorite one. I don't know what that's called. Scars still.
Connections. It's called Connections.
Connections, yeah. That's really good.
Good game.
Keeps your mind sharp. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
I don't know what
You could tell me it's called Scars Guard.
Improves your memory.
And I would believe it. Champy's Chicken brings you this final hour of the show. Champy'sChicken.com. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. The fried chicken, the in-house made sides, the desserts, all that. It is terrific. Go by and see Sterling. Lunch or dinner, tailgating, watching the baseball this weekend. It's all right there at Champy'sChicken.com. You asked for it, LT. Set it up again. What's the video where the guy throws his $60,000 watch on the line?
Davante Adams, the Rams' number 2 wide receiver, is apparently doing a summer camp, and he's got a bunch of kids there, and he tells the kids, if this guy can beat me one-on-one, I'll give him my watch, and it is a $60,000 Rolex.
What's some tight coverage, though? Oh, he let him win. I mean, I don't think Davante's going to swap to DB anytime, but I think he's probably better than that.
Well, he did he got one down, though, didn't he?
He did, yeah. It's an inbounds.
He did, made the catch.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you were just beating him on the route. Didn't have to make the catch.
And that was a difficult degree of difficulty on the catch in the back of the zone there. Now he starts letting other kids beat him. Now he gives his cleats away, gives his hat away.
If you read on the internet that
bad game of strip football here.
If you read on the on Twitter, because of injury, Davante Adams is going to have to play corner for you guys one Sunday.
No, we don't want that.
That's going to be a problem.
Yeah. You read on the internet that he blows out a knee trying to cover these guys.
I will tell you though, man, if I went from I get his $60,000 Rolex, or now I'm getting his hat that he's been sweating in.
We just gave his gold chain away. No, that guy didn't beat him. Yeah, I wouldn't want the sweaty hat. All right, that gets us to Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Tyler, you ready? Hit it, man.
Sandra, how far has this family come?
We came from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. I typically pre-read. This second headline is mind-blowing. But I'm going to throw another headline at you that I came across earlier today. And I'm not going to get into the story, but here we go. MMA fighter, 27 years old, who wasn't scared of anything, dies in bear attack at mining site where he worked, according to his brother.
Yeah, should have been scared of at least one thing. Yeah. The old bear. The mining site and the bear shows up. There's a good chance you were trapped inside the mine and the bear was the only way out, right?
Right. There's only one way out.
Would you
the bear
guys
was standing there.
have any desire to ever live on a cruise ship?
Nope. I don't even want to go on an actual cruise, much less live on a ship.
Yeah. This is very interesting, though. American woman who lives her life on a cruise ship has revealed how much monthly costs amount to. Now, she is the host of a YouTube channel, Poverty to Paradise, gave up her corporate job to live life on her own terms and live on a cruise ship. What do you think it would cost a month?
I think I think if she's just a rotating guest with reward points and things like that, I think she has her cost of living down to $4,000 a month.
It's got to be.
This is pretty incredible. Now, this might be fun for a month or two. I'm with you. I'm not a big cruise guy at all. I enjoyed that river cruise.
I want to do the cruise you did. I want to do a European river cruise.
Completely different.
But not like a big cruise ship.
I've done two of the Carnival, which this is a little bit different. So this is Royal Caribbean, the company she's cruising with. They got a casino program which gave out onboard credits. Now, that lowered the out-of-pocket cost. She only paid $799 for 23 days at sea.
Wow.
Now, the other 7 days, she stayed in a mix of hotels, 6 nights in Rome, 1 night in Baltimore. She ultimately paid, with discounts and everything, $915 for the 7 nights in the hotel. So you're looking at, if you factor in transportation, $825 for flights from Baltimore to Rome, food, $183, travel insurance. It comes out to $2,721 per month in total expenses. Based on what she's making from her YouTube ad revenue income, she makes $5,100 a month. So she's pocketing $2,400 a month living in hotels and on a boat.
She doesn't cook and small cleaning.
Yep. I think a lot of people would sign up for that.
Would you? Is there enough? I've never been on a cruise. Is there enough of a variety of food over that 23 days that you wouldn't get tired of what they're serving on the boat?
I mean, it's not necessarily the variety would be fine. It's the taste.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That like even at a restaurant that's got a large variety, a lot of stuff ends up tasting the same.
That's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You're not going to like the food.
I'd get tired of the style of cooking.
Yeah, I think you get tired of the people too.
There's no doubt about that. At least they cycle around once a week, but still.
Yeah.
There's going to be bad apples in every cycle.
Dito Montiel. Is that right?
I believe so.
He is set to direct a biopic based on the life of legendary actor, writer, and director Gene Wilder. After securing the life rights from Wilder's estate, Montiel has scripted the project with Jeremy Roth, whose credits include How I Met Your Father. Now, a two-time Oscar and Golden Globe nominee, best known for his unforgettable performances in the original Willy Wonka, Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, and The Producers, Wilder remains one of the most beloved and influential performers in film history.
Boy, that old boy looks a lot like him. I'll give him credit.
I went ahead and cast Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got the wrong guy.
He really does.
Gene Wilder doesn't really interest me. I got to be honest with you, Lance. I liked Willy Wonka when I was a kid.
But isn't this going to be like?
I mean, Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein are great. But he's always seemed like a nice guy. But I was never mesmerized by Gene Wilder.
But isn't this going to be like the guy who hosted the Gong Show or somebody else?
Oh, he had a bad hit.
Yeah. There's going to be something off camera that makes this story very intriguing.
I don't know if there was because he was married to Gilda Radner, the chick from SNL, and then she passed away prematurely, I think, from cancer. I don't know if there's anything sensational about him. Is there? I mean,
not to my
knowledge. There needs to be. To your point.
Did we know that about the Gong Show until?
What was his story? He killed somebody or something like that?
He was killed, right?
Yeah, but he got mixed up with the wrong crowd.
The Hogan's Hero guy.
The Hogan's Hero guy is one too. But the Gong Show guy was something crazy.
Chuck Barris?
I think that's his name, yeah. Was he a CIA operative?
There's something like that. No, there really is.
Did he have a cousin named Marvin Barris?
Marvin Barry?
Yeah.
We can find that later. Police officer in South Carolina was arrested and fired after allegedly drawing his weapon and pointing it at another officer for the grievous offense of microwaving fish in the office.
Oh, it should be.
It really is grievous.
Should be against the law.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, 46-year-old Michael DeBasse has been relieved of his position as a detective at the Myrtle Beach Police Department following the incident, which took place Tuesday, June 2nd. As told in a Facebook post from the department's official account, the ordeal took place in the PD briefing room, at which point DeBasse was swiftly placed on leave. Now, several policy violations uncovered during an investigation by the Myrtle Beach Police Department. DeBasse's arrest warrant states that the conflict started after another officer began microwaving fish in the office, creating an odor that was so unpleasant it escalated to the point of a possible felony. He was booked on Tuesday morning and charged with pointing and presenting a firearm at a person, but was released several hours later.
That does look mean.
I would say the two things you get in a workplace, microwave-wise, that are worst are when people microwave fish, that's terrible, or if they burn popcorn.
Can't burn popcorn.
Yeah. Both those things are just, that's a fireable offense.
I'm saving the one for last. As you
Chuck Barris wrote in a book that he had 30 kills as a CIA agent. He was depicted in a movie, Full Circle, by Sam Rockwell, the George Clooney movie. However, he later admitted to completely making the story up, and the CIA denied that he ever worked for them.
That's what
they would say.
Yeah,
Hollywood bet on it.
They say like, we've got no record of this guy.
That's right. The guy that killed 33 people, he didn't do it for us. I don't know. He didn't.
Okay, here's the headline. Scientists find, this is not the headline I was telling you about. This is another one, though.
Okay.
Scientists find yeast in frozen mummy's guts and use it to make sourdough bread.
Negative. No.
Now, yeast has been growing in the guts of a frozen mummy called Otzi, the Iceman, for thousands of years. Scientists have discovered that they are using it to make sourdough bread. More than 5,300 years ago, before the Egyptian pyramids were built, Otzi was strolling through the Alps on the border of Austria and Italy when he was killed by an arrow in the back. What a coward, shooting him in the back with an arrow.
Yeah.
Now, his remains were frozen in the ice until two German hikers stumbled across the mummified remains in 1991. Since then, he is well-preserved. Remains have been kept same temperature, minus 6 degrees Celsius, as his icy tomb. This has allowed scientists to carefully study Otzi, who offers an incredibly rare window into ancient human life. According to lead study author Mohammed Saran, quote, what we didn't expect to find was yeast. Scientists discovered 4 different yeasts that can survive sub-zero temperatures in his guts, skin, and brownish water that melted off his body. These kinds of yeast only live in very cold conditions, such as the Antarctica, and they are believed to have entered his body at some point after he died.
But you got to read the label if you're buying this bread. Mummy's home-baked bread.
Mommy?
Mummy's.
Nope.
No, Mummy's.
Yes.
Mummy's home-baked bread. Yeah.
Britain?
Not a good buy.
No.
This is an old mummy too. This
You
is
think?
Yeah.
Well, this is Europe's oldest natural mummy from about 3300 BC. So that bacteria has been festering for a while.
Yeah, just wait till old boy learns that Indiana won a national championship. Well, you got.
I wonder if you were able to wake him up and throw him out in New York City right now. You think he'd freak out?
It'd be like Brooks on Shawshank.
Truthfully, he's got my arms though.
What was the
Skinny old boy.
Same muscle structure.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser movie where they unfreeze him?
Encino Man.
Encino Man, yeah.
That'd be worse than Encino Man.
All right, is this the bad headline?
Here we go. Do I even read the headline first, Tyler, or just go straight into it?
Go for it.
Man, 25 years old, dies in glue tragedy after failing to find condom.
No, he did not do this.
A man has died after using a strong glue to, quote, seal his penis because he didn't have a condom.
So he is so desperate to have sex, she demanded a condom. So
I'll tell you what.
He went with the old Super Bond gloves.
Salman Mirza, 25 years old, had reunited with his ex-fiancée for what they called a drug-fueled romp at a hotel in India when he decided to put the adhesive on his genitals to avoid getting her pregnant. Unnamed police source said the pair were addicts and were known to mix whitener with the epoxy to inhale for a, quote, kick, according to the Times of India.
I'll tell you what else we can do with this.
Several witnesses said that Mirza, along with his former fiancée, had gone to a hotel. Since they didn't have any protection, they decided to apply this to the private parts to ensure she didn't get pregnant.
I bet she didn't.
A friend found him unconscious in scrubs the day after he had checked into the hotel. Was taken to the hospital. Condition quickly deteriorated. Later died from multiple organ failure.
I thought we were going with the American Pie 2 bit here, where he confused the glue for lube.
Yeah,
I got myself stuck to myself.
Yeah. She's lucky that he didn't get stuck inside her.
Yeah,
I do wonder,
I
though,
saw that
if
happen with dogs one time. It's a mess.
It's going to be an investigation because Mr. Mirza's family reportedly claimed the ex-fiancée was the one who applied the adhesive to his penis.
I don't
You don't want to do it yourself,
Yeah,
Lance.
That's right.
DIY.
Yeah.
I just think it's shocking that
you don't hit grounders to yourself during warm-ups.
the couple that's on a, quote, drug-fueled sex romp at a hotel in India is just like, hang on. Where's
the clue?
That's
you're right. The
Where's the spontaneity?
But to Brown's point, you're already using this stuff mixed with whitener to get high.
That's right. I mean, this was the next logical step.
It's like a utility player. Yeah,
Well,
play second and third base.
I do appreciate these dumbasses didn't want to procreate.
Yeah, thankfully we did not need more of that in the world.
That's a blessing in disguise.
Apparently, in his dating profile, the best ability in a mate for him is availability. He just needed anyone. A couple of things to clean up here. One of them is pictures.
That guy's drunk.
Yes. Pictures from the axolotl birthday party, just to show you what my niece went to the trouble. She made that cake and got those balloons.
I mean, you're right about the look of the axolotl.
Yeah.
Looks like we're about to explain some
pretty good theme there.
Yeah, it is.
The
they
cake.
did a good job.
Good job on the cake there.
Yeah.
And then there's EA Sports college football. Let's see, Lane Kiffin LSU video game. Let's see what it looks like.
They've never gotten the coaches right.
Looks a little bit like the Mummy in the face.
I mean, I see a little Kiffin. I mean, this is better than a lot of these have been in the past.
He's got more Tom Crean to me than he does Lane Kiffin.
Better than the statue outside the stadiums.
Yep.
They can't get those to look like. Yeah, there is some Tom Crean in you
know what's going to happen?
Yeah.
I'm going to end up buying. I thought 26 was my last one. I'll end up buying 27.
Are you going to be LSU?
Right now, I can't make it past Tulane. I'm doing so well at Tulane, I can't leave Tulane.
Oh, so you're the next John Summerall.
I've 15-1 last 2 years, losing in the semifinals both times.
At least it's realistic. You got Tulane back-to-back semifinals?
I have.
Have you been offered jobs?
Not the one I want.
Which one have you been offered that you turned down?
I've turned down Mississippi State. I've turned down Vandy. I've turned down SMU. I've turned down Arizona State.
Ooh, I'd have thought about that.
How
SMU
often
job.
is light blue in the uniform combination?
All the time. I never wear the green jersey.
Oh, so do you get to pick that?
Yeah. I wear blue or white helmets. Always home is a blue jersey. And I alternate between blue and white pants.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's a good play right there.
Yeah.
Have you expanded your stadium, or are they still in that little old?
They don't give me that option.
Oh.
It's still a very old stadium.
Yeah.
It's doing really well.
Well, that's good, man. I mean, back-to-back 15-1s. I would thought you'd got better offers than that.
Me too. I keep waiting.
This is the coaching carousel.
Because I'm an Alabama alum. I keep waiting for that job to open up. They missed the playoffs.
I love how you did that.
Yeah.
Just so you'll get offered the Bama
just
job.
waiting on the Alabama offer. No.
Mama called.
No, they won't offer it to me.
Mama won't pick up that phone, will she?
See if 27, EA Sports 27 will give it to me.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's the show today. We're back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. In less than 24 hours, we'll be back with you. In less than 21 hours now, we'll be back with you. 86 days away from college football. Don't forget to go check the next reel out. The newest episode is up and waiting on you to pick out something new, fun to watch with a great theme there. We'll talk more football and maybe give you more fake John Rothstein tweets tomorrow on the show. Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.